Her car seat looks like the right size.
There are probably rules on when to move up to a booster seat, aren't there?
Rear facing, forward facing. I think I have it right.
Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Are your children in the right car seat for their age and size? Don't think you know. Know you know. Go to safercar.gov/the right seat.
I know my child's in the right car seat, or else I wouldn't get in the driver's seat.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You don't use...
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
The Home Run Derby is tonight as baseball enters the All-Star break. We will preview both the Derby and Tuesday's All-Star game before covering the controversy surrounding sensational rookie Jacob Misiorowski's inclusion in the All-Star game after only 5 exceptional starts in the league. Sources report the Lakers are freezing out LeBron and transitioning immediately into the Luka era, leaving LeBron in the lurch. Is this the end for LeBron in La La Land? And before we determine who is the king of the hill and dial it up to 11, we will crack a six-pack with Speedy and talk some of the big surprises in the MLB draft on yet another jam-packed, live Monday night edition of Jabba and the Mouth.
They're going to give him a significant. They're going to have a ton of money to spend. Why not put it in one of the top 3 offensive players in the league? We're going to be looking at Aaron Judge and saying that he can't win the big game. Michael Jordan said, I played 82 games. You don't see LeBron doing that.
This is a game where you got to go perform.
I told you, Giant fans, and Saquon Barkley at this point.
I'm gonna fight them all. A 7-nation army couldn't hold me back. They're gonna rip it off. Taking time.
Say whatever you want about Patrick Mahomes. He's the best quarterback in the NFL. Really?
And I'm talking to myself at night because I can't forget. Back and forth through my mind behind a cigarette. And the liquor's coming from my eyes. Can't get it alone.
Let's do it. You're listening to Jabba and the Mouth.
631-672-3108 is the number to call. Yes, it's a new episode of Jabba and the Mouth. I'm your host, Errol Marks, my co-host, Jabba Chamberlain and Speedy Petey. Remember, you can go to our website at www.worldwidesportsradio.com. Check out all our shows throughout the week, including the one and only Jabba in the Mouth, every single Mondays and now Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. All you have to do to tune in and check out our local listings for all our shows is go to our website at www.worldwidesportsradio.com. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you just heard Mr. Fishman. He is our executive producer on the board ops. As you know, Tommy Poops. Nick Goody will be with us a little bit later in the show. He's coaching some baseball. It's pouring over there in Florida. And ladies and gentlemen, yet again, it is pouring here in Long Island. Not too bad right now, but throughout the week from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and possibly Friday, we're going to have rain. It's been humid. It's been disgusting. It's been sticky. I hate it. And ladies and gentlemen, this is why I could never live in Florida. You've heard it from me. I can never live in Florida. I can't stand the Florida weather, and it's becoming that problem here in New York, as it always does throughout the summer. Jabba, what's going on? How is the weather in the one and only Nebraska?
It's fantastic right now.
What's fantastic? What is it? 90 degrees, 95 degrees, and muggy.
We are at. Hold on. Let me see.
Is the
Hold on.
corn
Let
growing
me
in the
see what we got right now. Let me see what we got.
You don't even know what the weather is over there? It's like
I have
85.
no idea.
85.
Oh, we're 95 right now.
So it's 85 with humidity here in Long Island. It's probably 92, 93. It's just muggy and disgusting.
You're in the Strong?
outside.
Yeah, the Strong's
Yeah,
the Strong's a little.
Yeah, strong friggin' island, as we all call it over here. I don't know how strong it is, but we all know the wine is good over here. But I should be drinking after all the stuff that's happened to me over the last couple of days. But nevertheless, I was at an event last night, well, yesterday, enjoyed the interesting weather on the beach and got a chance to speak to different people, and we might be able to do a live show. Well, no athletes, no movie stars, but a couple of owners of big businesses, and he liked my little pitch, and we might be able to do a live show at an unbelievable
Did you
event.
give him a business card?
Yes, I gave him a business card. I had a little bit of fun conversations with him, told him a little bit about the show. I didn't send it out to him yet. I got to send him the show right now. I didn't get a chance because I've been so
I gotta do that. I gotta do that too. Sorry, Speedy, I haven't done it yet. Sorry.
It's been very, very busy for the one and only me. And I'm actually sending the show out to him as we speak. So there you go.
I'm doing it right now as well.
And I will say this, for all the fans out there that have never tuned into this show, well, shame on you. This is a very unique show with a lot of comedy, a lot of sports conversation. We do it all week.
And I'm gonna tell you, Errol, I'm gonna be probably a little remiss in the first, but Carter's pitching tonight, so I'm going to be watching him. So
all right, well, you do what you got to do. It's your son, and obviously,
hey, if you want to watch my son pitch, Game Changer, Hudson Monarchs.
Yeah, well,
listen,
if I could do now, I multitask on this show, but
I know I have 3 screens. I have 3 screens right now, so we're going.
Hosting a show, I don't have that ability. So I mean, I can look at my nails and make sure they're clean after taking a shower. I'll pop on the television, watch a little bit of sports, which is really nothing on television. There's no basketball. There's a little bit of baseball. We have the All-Star game. We have the home run
we just have the Derby. We just have the Derby
tonight. So we'll get a chance to watch the baseball. I will put it on a little bit, Speedy, because you don't know how to use this system. You don't know how to use anything, as we all know. Speedy likes to think that he knows how to use things, and then
we love Speedy though. So
well, sometimes there are things that he does that makes me just absolutely annoyed.
Well, you have to deal with him more than I do. So
well, you don't have to see him. I got to see him every freaking time. And then I have my girlfriend crying to me that she knows that you see him more than you see me. So I got to deal with her.
First of all, Brittany's beautiful. Shut up.
Well, she can be, and she could also be very dark. And if anybody that doesn't know who Brittany, well, watch out. She could probably, if you fall asleep right in front of Brittany and she doesn't like you, she'll cut your head off.
Oh.
She'll either bite your head off or cut your head off.
Hey, now.
I mean, that's, well, not that kind of head. I mean, she's not Lorena Bobbitt. And if she is Lorena Bobbitt, good luck for her. Because I'm making sure that I'm wearing a chastity belt or something.
That means your dick's out on the fucking road.
Well, it might be. I mean, you made my sausage. You know, we're trying to keep it PG right now. It's a little bit later in the show, but yeah, or rated G.
Well,
right now.
Until you get going. Get going.
Well, I do get going, and when I get going, I mean, I don't like. I could last a little bit, or I could just, it could just come and splat and do a lot of other things and annoy a lot of people while I'm doing it. As all over social media, people get washed away with what I have to say on some of these topics. But nevertheless, I'm here to entertain people. Speaking of entertaining,
let's go on Home Run Derby. Let's go.
Well, we will. But a little bit later in the show, we will be talking to former Raiders and Lions safety, Stuart Schweiger. He's been on our show before. Very funny guy, great personality. I'm sure he has his own thoughts of what's going on with the Raiders. As the Raiders made some moves in the offseason, they added, I thought they had a very good draft. I wouldn't say it was bad, but the Raiders have their work cut out for them because they're in a division that's very hard to go from the bottom to the top. And obviously the teams like the Broncos and the Kansas City Chiefs and the Chargers, I mean, you're in a division that's very competitive, and there'll be a lot of questions before the season starts. Who is going to win that starting quarterback job because we still are wondering who's going to be the starter this year. I mean, they added some pieces, so we'll see where they go. It's crazy because before we get into the topics, and we will get into the home run derby, I will say something. For all the fans out there that like to laugh and like to see crazy things, I saw something very unique today. And I have seen a lot of unique things over the years, but this one really just had my eyes turning and had everybody else, including 25 Middle Country Road, stopping. I don't know where this guy was coming from, but he was practically naked, and he ran across the street. He looked like he was running from something today. I didn't see a dog. I didn't see anything. It looked like he came out of the shower. He was wearing nothing. He was practically butt-ass naked, running across the street here on 25 in Selden, New York. I don't know what happened to the guy, but I stopped and I was shocked because I was at the light and I see this guy running across the street in the middle of traffic. And when you think you haven't seen it all, I've seen it all. I've seen somebody lay on a railroad, butt-ass naked with his, his nuts hanging out and wondering if a train's going to run him over. This was like a couple of years ago. It was crazy because I was just about to finish up what I was doing. I'm seeing this guy run across the street. I mean, he not only stopped traffic, he shocked a lot of people, including the cops that were going after him. You see, I don't know what was going on, but somebody was after him. So I don't know. It was very, very weird. But nevertheless, I'm a little lost in some of the things that I see here in Long Island, New York. It's a little crazy. Speaking of crazy, the MLB All-Star Game festivities begin tonight with the Home Run Derby, which everybody can't wait for. All-Star Game is tomorrow.
It's your favorite. It's your favorite.
Yes, it's the best part of the All-Star Game. Ronald Acuna dropped out of the Home Run Derby with a back tightness, which obviously that was your guy, Jabba. So they added the one and only Braves, Matt Olson, to replace him, first baseman Matt Olson. In the first round of the players will have 3 minutes of 40 pitches to hit as many home runs as they can. And we'll get a bonus time. It will get bonus time if they don't get
over 4 and a feet
3 times. They don't get out 3 times. In the second round, players advancing will be reseeded with where number 1 will face the number 4, number 2 will face number 3 to advance the finals. Cal Raleigh is the betting favorite to followed by O'Neal Cruz, James Wood, and Jazz Chisholm in the biggest long shot to win. Tariq
plus 1,600.
Yeah, Tariq Screwball was named American League starting pitcher tomorrow, and Paul Skeens. All the guys that I said were going to be named are named starting pitcher for the American League and National League. Screwball also asked Max Fried if he wanted to be the starter.
Can you say his name right?
What?
It's Tarek,
whatever his name is. I'll just
you said it wrong.
Whatever.
So many times.
If he wanted to be the starter, having pitched for Atlanta for many years, but Fried said that Screwball deserved to be the starter because he's the best pitcher right now in baseball. The American League has won 10 of the last 11 All-Star games, with the National League's only win coming in 2023. Now, obviously, everybody can't wait until the Home Run Derby. I'm one of those guys that enjoys it, the festivities, really the buildup of it, and then getting a chance to see some of the best home run hitters in baseball. It's fun. What I don't like is how they bring it all together. And some of these guys, now, O'Neal Cruz is going to be a sensational player as we see him. He's a young player growing as a major league player. His body hasn't even been fully grown in. What is he, 23, 24 years old? He's a kid. James Wood is 22 years old. Jazz Chisholm is one of the veterans in this home run derby. And obviously Raleigh is a guy that is a catching phenomenon who's having a great season. He's going to be the starting catcher for the United States baseball team in the World Baseball Classic in the offseason. So that'll be fun to watch, to see this team, the way they're loading this team up. Team USA. We haven't seen a loaded Team USA play in the World Baseball Classic in a very long time. Aaron Judge will be the captain of Team USA. But I want to see guys like Aaron Judge or Giancarlo Stanton those power hitters. I want to see the best hitters, the best home run hitters in baseball. Shohei Ohtani, who's been in the home run derby a couple of years. How about Pete Alonso? Why isn't Pete Alonso back in the home run derby? He's won, I think, 2 or 3. So you want to see those guys. You want to see the best home run power hitters in baseball. The problem is, as we've heard over the years, the home run derby hurts the power hitters. When they play in the home run derby, they don't hit as many home runs after it because you're putting, obviously, you're wearing yourself out. You're putting a lot of power in the home run derby, and it scares a lot of coaches. It scares a lot of managers and team execs because they don't want to see these guys in the second half of the season, die down. I've seen it over the years.
But are we going to say it the same way too? Is exactly like what Juan Soto said. He's like, "Oh, I'm losing out on money."
Well, I don't know how much you make in the home run derby. What is it, $100,000?
Did you not see what it is?
No, for the home run derby, Juan Soto wants to play in the All-Star game. I'm talking about the home run derby.
That's just his bonus. But I'm saying those guys that do it. It's $1 million.
What, to win the home run derby? Is it
$1 million? Second, third is $850, $700, $450,000. Yeah, like he's not wrong. He's not wrong.
First of all, I don't think. Again, going back to,
I don't care if you're making as much money as you are. He's leaving money on the table. Yes, because he technically is.
Well, he shouldn't open his mouth. And if he didn't open his mouth and speak the way he spoke over there with the press over the last couple of
You're right.
Threw himself under the bus. And then obviously you look at the big picture. Juan Soto is a guy that has always been a yappy person. We spoke about it last week when he was with the Padres. Even when he was over there with the Nationals, he had his own opinion towards everything. The Nationals couldn't take it anymore. The Padres couldn't take it anymore. The Yankees wanted to keep him. You can't lie about that. And nobody, as the Yankee fans would say, we don't want Juan Soto. I'm sure the Yankee fans wouldn't have been upset if Juan Soto was playing for the New York Yankees. I would say Juan Soto's numbers would be a lot better when it comes to batting average.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Home runs, he's gotten really hot over the last couple of weeks. The last 3 weeks, he's hit, I don't know the exact numbers. It's got to be over 8. And he's been one of the better power hitters over the last 3 or 4 weeks. So he's a guy that definitely, obviously, baseball looked at him and said, you know what, we don't want him there. We don't want to deal with his crap. He would have gotten $100,000 from the New York Mets. It would have been a part of his contract if he played in the All-Star game. He's got many All-Star games to appear in. It's not going to be the only one. He's going to have a chance next year. And we have Scott talking. What is Scott saying over here, Speedy?
Looks like he's saying hi from New Orleans.
What is he saying?
What's up, my dudes? And he likes Buxton tonight. I'm not sure if Scott, I don't know if that's one of us guys we met at the Super Bowl, but shout out to Scott.
Yeah. And again, Buxton's a guy that a lot of people like in the home run derby. A lot of these guys are going to be, they're going to have an opportunity to win the home run derby. There's no question. I got James Wood. I think he is the guy I'm rooting for. He's the young phenom, 6'7" power hitter, the Aaron Judge body type. I don't know if he's as big as Aaron Judge, but he's got that type of power that you want to see a young kid have. The Nationals have a good one. They definitely do. They have a couple of good ones. And I think the Nationals in the next couple of years, they're going to be bringing a new GM and a new manager in the offseason. I'm interested to see where they go. Again, this is an organization that's given up a lot of good talent. Trey, remember, when you look at what they had over the years, you could argue this was the most talented team when it came to their farm system to the major league level. I mean, Bryce Harper was on this team at one point. You had Steven Strasburg, Max Scherzer. I mean, Trey Turner was on this team. Now Trey Turner and obviously Bryce Harper are playing on the same team with the Phillies. The Phillies are right now playing pretty good baseball. We'll see what they do in the second half. Again, we're going into this home run derby. A lot of questions will not be asked because, again, these guys are out there to entertain the fans. We want to see as many home runs as we possibly can, and people are going to have betting favorites. Obviously, we see Raleigh being the guy that's the betting favorite. But nevertheless, I want to see these young guys really show why everybody thinks they're the future of the MLB. You want to see these young guys.
It's what makes the game great, though.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And if you say it, and we've had this conversation too, you said this is your favorite.
It's the best part of
like all the All-Star, like festivities, right?
Yeah, it's the best part of it. Yeah.
That is literally this. But that's the same thing, like the slam dunk contest and what we talked about. Like, you're
Slam
going to
dunk
get
contest is
guys.
garbage now. It's
Yeah,
so-
you're right. But why wouldn't you want to be one of the best to do it and do it? But I get what you're saying, because it's like we've seen dudes that have gone in the All-Star game and have basically pooped the bed, right? Because now their swing is Nick Swisher went to the home run derby. He swung and missed at the first pitch. Swung and missed. It's different because there's no cage.
Also, you got your own guy throwing the ball to you. You
Yep.
have your father, your sister, your cousin. All these guys are out there. I remember Robinson Cano was in the home run derby. He had
His
father.
dad threw.
Yeah,
But that's different. If I'm throwing to Carter, way different, because he knows what I'm gonna do.
well,
It's
because
different.
he knows you and you're his father. I
Well,
also believe,
true.
and I also believe with the home run derby, you want to see those 500 feet, home runs, the 480 feet home runs. You want to see these guys rip it. That's what you want to see. I don't want to see these short porch home runs. And again, this is a ballpark that's very interesting because we talk about Atlanta. Atlanta's a pretty big ballpark. It's not a small
It's
ballpark.
one of the ones, and so we got that literally is right now going on ESPN Sportsbook. Kyle Raleigh's plus 260, Jazz Chisholm's plus 1200, and so you said you had Rook, right?
I had
Rooker.
James Wood.
Jake also
You had
had
Rooker?
our private chat. I had Rooker too, and I have Wood in the finals with him. Another one that has a good raw swing. Java, you were talking about the distance wise. He's one of the good distance wise.
You know why you go with the bigger guy?
Speedy, who was your favorite home run hitter though?
My favorite home run hitter.
Yes, and don't give me a Mets guy. Don't give me a Mets guy.
Oh, there's not enough Mets guys that have done enough with home runs. And
Straw, I love Straw, and he was a dude.
That wasn't my lifetime. I mean, obviously we played against a really good one with the Mets and Ryan Howard with the Phillies. Like, he had some 53 home run seasons, which were insane. I mean, the other guys that I really liked, a lot of them came from the Twins. I also liked them growing up too with Morneau and Torrey Hunter and guys like that. But I wouldn't say those were the raw ones of the league though at the time. Like, it was probably Pujols, it was Miguel Cabrera, guys like that.
Mine was Frank Thomas.
Okay.
None of those guys stuck out.
Yeah, I only started watching later, more at the end of his career with Frank Thomas, but I know he was one of the best ever.
I like the guys. I like the stories where you didn't expect those guys to win the home run derby, and they come out of nowhere and they win the home run derby. That's the stuff that you want to see. It's the same thing with the slam dunk contest. I obviously slam dunk contest hasn't been the same since the 90s.
Fish had Griffey, and that's tough. That's tough to take away. But also, it's
love with Griffey. If Griffey was still playing the league, Griffey, Fish would jump on Griffey's pogo stick. Okay, he has this he's got this
Fish come in.
Well, hold on one second.
Unless he's doing his insulin right now. I will say one thing, and why I love Griffey is, so I'm a backward tag guy. Always been. And when we went to Cooperstown,
because you want to show everybody how bald you are. That's why, right? Is that what it is? That's probably there it is. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's why he likes the backwards hat, because he wants to show how bald he is. Well, he's got a lot of hair on his chinny chin, but when it comes to the top of his his melon, he's got no hair whatsoever. And as far as Griffey is concerned, Griffey was a great hitter. He was a great power hitter. We all know what he was. And again, he was never proven to do steroids. So everybody has this love fetish for Ken Griffey Jr. I also think that what he does as a player off the field, now he's a professional photographer. He's out there at football games and baseball games and UFC fights, taking professional pictures and selling them. Great for him. Congratulations to Ken Griffey Jr. The thing is, we expect Ken Griffey Jr. to go out there and win those home run derbies. We expect Frank Thomas to go out there, the big hurt, to go out there and hit home runs. You expect guys like Mickey Mantle or Aaron Judge or Giancarlo Stanton, but the guys like Curtis Granderson, remember that? Curtis Granderson hitting 50 home runs.
46.
Yeah, so those are the guys that really stick out to me that I want to watch. The guys that you don't expect to
Remember
be.
Bobby Abreu?
Bobby
Abreu hit like $1 million one year out of nowhere.
Yep.
He
hit 51.
And he had like a dozen home runs like in the season. And
he had 18 going into the break.
It was just wild that the power just came out of nowhere.
He did it in Philly.
It was impressive. Like
I like Bobby Abreu.
He was really good for the Yankees too later in his career.
Yeah, he was all right.
He was a great teammate. Great teammate. Griffey had the greatest swing ever.
The greatest left-handed swing I've ever seen is Ken Griffey Jr. I think
the greatest swing I've heard was Mickey Mantle. I think he had the greatest swing.
No, it was not.
I've never seen the Mickey Mantle swing, other than a couple of clips.
Well, go watch Bryce Harper. Everybody says Bryce Harper's swing is very.
I'll take him from the left side for sure.
Yeah, so
I'm just saying the Griffey swing was and like Griffey made the backwards hat very popular. I would argue that Griffey helped popularize.
Why? Because he put his hat.
I just don't think people did it before he did. It was
he
marketed that way.
He robbed his own father of a pop fly. Like, how cool is that?
He also played on the same team with his father for a little bit too.
100%. But how cool is that? And he was still living at his father's house.
Probably best
robbed
sneakers
a
for a baseball player too back in the day.
Those were sick.
Didn't he get called up in Seattle when he was like 20, 21 years old?
Yeah,
he was 20.
He was a kid. And of course, he's living at his parents' house at 20 years old. I wasn't. I mean, I got out of the house at 17.
I had a kid at 19.
Well, I haven't had a kid yet. I'm 43. So that's a whole nother story. But nevertheless, I do think.
Other than Goody, I'm the only dad on this channel.
That's true, on the panel. And I will say this, for Scrubble to go to Max Fried and actually go to him and ask him if he wants to start in the All-Star.
Agree with that.
I respect Scrubble for doing that because he didn't have to, but it shows the respect that he has for Max Fried and who he was as a Braves player and what he did for
he has respect for the game.
The New York Yankees.
Respect for the game.
Yeah, and I give Scrubble a lot of credit. I mean, he's been the best pitcher in baseball for the last 2.5 years.
Can you say his name right, please?
I don't know, Errol.
It's
no. It's Java, you're stepping all over my later segment where we ask Errol to pronounce names right. This is going to be one of them. We'll just step on. I'll find another name. But Errol, you've never pronounced the best pitcher in baseball's name correctly, as far as I've seen.
Good for you.
Want to? We'll leave it there. We're going to put it on the show.
Good. I could care less, honestly.
You care less?
Yeah, I could.
You're not.
I have to sit here and
saying his name right.
You in the corner
His
and
first
the other
or last name, neither one of them.
I got to listen to two guys. One over there in the corner that has smiles on his face, bragging about Ken Griffey Jr. in his backwards hat, and the other one has a backwards hat, who's bald as hell, and he's got more hair on his chinny chin chin. I'm sitting here listening how I pronounce people's names. Guess what? All I know is I know the kid. I know what he does. I know how great of a player he is, and I know that the Detroit Tigers at one point.
You got to respect on the name, right?
No, first of all, everybody talks about the game that we play and pronouncing names, and I can guarantee you guys, if you weren't looking up these names when you're putting out there, you couldn't pronounce their names either. So
100%. Like I'm not doing that game show. But when I get called Joba, it's Jabba.
Oh, well,
no, that's my name.
That's different.
Every time you do it,
I like that. I like
Carrot Scooble.
Again, I think that the fact that Scooble went to Fried and actually
he pronounced it right.
Actually asked him if he wants to start at the All-Star game. It really shows the respect that he has for the game and really respect for Max Fried, who's had a sensational year for the New York Yankees. It's not like he hasn't put out the numbers that is very deserving to be the starter for the American League. But Scooble's been the better pitcher, especially with the Detroit Tigers is the best team right now as far as records are concerned in baseball, and really has been the best team in the first half of the season all around with the young players that they have, the talent that they have. It's been very well put together. The last time I've seen this team as good as it is was when Justin Verlander and Scherzer was on the team and Miguel Cabrera. I mean, that team was loaded, and now you have a young, all these young
who was on that team too.
Yes, the young phenoms that were on this roster now. Detroit has a very good chance to go to the World Series. The American League really is lackluster, and I will see how everything pans out in the second half of the season. We'll see where the trades go in the next 2 weeks. Everybody keeps talking about the home run derby, but you got to look at what some of these teams are doing. And really, at the tail end of the first half, the Yankees were up and down. They really have played the worst baseball of the year in the month of June, and they've fallen out. I mean, I think they won 14 games in the month of June and early in the month of July. I want to see the Yankees play a little bit better in the second half, and it all lies on Brian Cashman and Aaron Boone to figure it out. Now, analytics is not going to get the answer and give you the answers to the equation. The Yankees need to show up to the games and play. I don't know what you play. You want to play power ball, you play power ball. Hit the ball out of the park. If you're going to play small ball, steal bases and play small ball. Early in the season, the Yankees were doing that. They were playing small ball baseball. It really looked like they were changing the way and the pace of the game. And then all of a sudden they stopped playing that way and they started to rely too much on the pitching. The pitching started to get a little bit, certain pitchers were coming back. Schmidt came back. He was down. He was back. I mean, Marcus Stroman has been a shell of himself in the first half. Whenever he started, he's looked bad. I'll tell you this. Rodon's been better. Rodon's had a very good season. This has been Rodon's best season in the first half as a New York Yankee. And he had to pick up the slack after Garrett Cole has been out for the rest of it. It's been out for this season. It'll be out probably early next season. So you're going to have to get a lot more from Rodon. We'll see what the Yankees do at the trade deadline. There are stories that the Yankees will go after a starting pitcher. They're looking at some bullpen help and starting pitcher. They don't think they need any help in the lineup. And by the way, Aaron Boone coming out and saying they're the best team in baseball, I think he's smoking a little bit. And whatever he's smoking, he needs to share some of it with me because I'm going to need it after the day I had today, watching somebody run across 25A, naked and butt-ass naked running from something I didn't see. So he must have been running from a ghost, or maybe somebody was going to the bathroom trying to stab him or something. But I will say this. The All-Star game means nothing. It really means nothing anymore.
Not anymore.
No, a couple of years ago, they were actually whoever wins the All-Star game, the National League, American League, that's the team that has those
home field advantage in the World Series. Yeah.
Has the home field advantage in the World Series. I think, obviously, when you look at the All-Star game now, the only thing is bragging rights. Now, the American League has dominated the All-Star game for the last 12 years. Does the National League want to go out there and prove their point? I don't know. And the National League's been better, really, for the last 2 seasons. I think they have the better players. They have the better talent. And I think they have, obviously, the more depth when it comes to the baseball teams. But, again, that doesn't sell to anybody when it comes to the players. There's more power in the American League. It's always been that way. And that's what people want to see. And that's why everybody can't, including yours truly, can't wait for the All-Star, not the All-Star game, the Home Run Derby, because of the power that is in the Home Run Derby. I will say this. The guy that I really want to see is Ronald Acuna, but he's not going to be in the Home Run Derby. So that washed away from everything. I don't care about much of any of these guys besides the guy that I picked in James Wood, because I haven't got a chance to see this guy all season long. I saw a couple of games. I saw a couple of his home runs. They're gigantic. This kid is special. He's a 5-tool player. A lot of people compared his skill to Aaron Judge. We'll see what he does in the Home Run Derby. Aaron Judge won the Home Run Derby. If James Wood does this at such an early age, it'll be special. It'll be fun to watch. And the Nationals have had some power of talent coming out and playing, hitting the Home Run Derby and going and playing the All-Star game. So this is fun to see, Speedy.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you mentioned, the Nationals' young talent, we've seen it over the years. They developed the power right away, even with not even just Bryce Harper and a lot of those other young guys with James Wood. We've seen it over the years with like middle infielders, where middle infielders is not thought of as like a power position. At that time, we had one of them on the show, and Danny Espinosa that was a good power hitter. Ian Desmond, even before Turner, was a good power hitter too. And a lot of these guys are younger guys are really being developed. And that's what you're seeing with a lot of these infielders in this derby too, with Caminero, with O'Neal Cruz. Like, they're getting developed right away to that level. The Yankees thought they had one with Gleyber Torres. He was a good player, and obviously now he's in Detroit and doing some great things with another guy. And Javier Baez had a great start to his career as well. So the trajectory is very interesting.
What is Pat McAfee doing here? Why is Pat McAfee hosting all this garbage? I mean, no offense to
He's
Pat.
the host of everything, man. He hosts everything.
It doesn't make me happier watching Pat McAfee, who knows nothing about baseball. It really doesn't. He's a football guy, and he's out there hosting. I know he's an guy. I don't want to see Pat McAfee.
But
there.
you have to say, like, I can't stand when because they do have passing on their show. But why are you getting a guy like that? Like, and I'm not disrespecting Pat by any means, but
I am.
And you can, but like, I don't want a dude like that. Like, I want somebody that loves baseball. Like, he's
That's
like,
what
I know nothing about baseball.
I want a guy that
I want a guy that fucking loves baseball.
How about bringing in Chipper Jones, bringing in some of these veteran old players?
He was the Futures game coach, and Drew was there and everything.
Give me a baseball player that has personality.
Please, 100%.
Personality.
You know how they do.
Hey, you're looking at one.
Yeah, David Ortiz. How about David Ortiz? He's dancing and prancing around.
Well, how about me?
Well, you're not a hitter. You're a pitcher. I mean, if you want to pitch to one of these guys, reach out to one of these guys and have them
home run
pitch.
derby would be pretty fun.
I mean, I'm sure a lot of these guys would take your bet on trying to steal from you too. So I will say this: the guy that I would have loved to see, and I would have loved to see it because of his personality, is Carl Pavano. That's what I would see. If you were to talk about a pitcher who has no personality whatsoever, it would be him. He gets hit by a hot dog wiener truck, and then he's out for 3 years, signs a big-time contract with the New York Yankees, crying and dancing and prancing for 3 years, saying that he wasn't healthy enough. And then he gets on the mound. He can't pitch a lick. He's not the same pitcher when he came from the Marlins, and it was just an absolute debacle. That's the guy. Or how about this? Jacoby Ellsbury. Let's watch him, host a home run derby. Yeah, Mr. Steroid Creep himself, who's probably doing steroids before he gets it. What did he win the MVP with the Boston Red Sox? He was up for it.
I think so.
He was definitely up for it.
No, that's the year. That's the year Verlander won the Triple Crown.
What I'm trying to say is, I
That was
want
2012.
If I'm going to see somebody host a home run derby, I want to see a baseball player. I don't want to see Pat.
I don't want, like, I love Pat and I love his show. I don't want him on the field.
No, tell
Like,
him.
give
Reach
me-
out to him.
give me
You got all the connections. Reach out to Pat.
I do, but at the same time, my connections
I'll
only
bet.
go so far.
I'll reach
Dude,
out
it's
to Triple A.
not Pat, it's ESPN. It's
I'll reach-
ESPN that's putting
100%.
Pat on this show. They put Stephen A on different sports shows because they pay them both tons and tons of money and don't give other people that are better than them probably at different fields, such as baseball.
Joba is not an athlete.
Jabba, if you were to pick any of the All-Star players to tackle Pat McAfee, who would
Look,
it
it doesn't. No, seriously. Like it's really a stupid thing, and it affects guys like us, Errol, that they're gonna just give all the money to two guys, and they don't give a damn about these things. We saw Stephen A. Smith not even caring about his number one sport in basketball, playing solitaire during the NBA Finals, being caught on camera doing that. And we know that Pat McAfee couldn't care about anything other than the Pittsburgh Pirates, who are one of the most god-awful organizations in baseball.
I don't even watch his show, so I didn't even know he's a Pittsburgh Pirates fan.
Oh, he's a Pittsburgh everything fan. That's him.
So he's a Steeler fan.
And,
but then
just
again,
on the Pacers fan.
whenever I watch his show, he talks about the
Sidney
Colts.
Crosby fan, all of it.
When he speaks about the
It
Colts,
it doesn't make sense to me. If you're gonna do this, right? If you're going to be on this, and Fish is 100% right.
Ass liquor.
It is not who should be there. It's because ESPN.
Doo-doo.
And they have and at the end of the day, what game is tomorrow? It's on Fox, not ESPN.
I love Lisa Ann.
I'd rather Lisa Ann host it. I would
And you're gonna have these guys like
the fields.
give me a baseball guy. Just give me a baseball guy. That's all.
Lisa Ann's a
That's all I care about.
basketball guy, a
A
football
ball guy.
and then when she's in the
First of all,
background, she can,
we're
get
getting a
off
fly.
and,
We're getting a flyover right now.
well, yeah,
I get goosebumps every time.
Well, I would get
And-
goosebumps if I saw Lisa Ann on the field.
So would nothing.
I mean,
No,
seriously.
I will say, and I'm gonna say this in a different realm. Thank you for all the servicemen and women. When we get a flyover, we get a chance to be free and do this because of them. So thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yes, we'd like to thank all the people that fight for us every single day, all the soldiers, all the Marines, all the Navy, Special Forces, everybody, Air Force, everybody supporting and protecting us all the time. And all the 4th of July was America's birthday. And I always say, what are you shaking your head for? What do you say?
Because you're literally just talking about porn stars, and you're like, hard stop, I love America.
Pulled it out of my
Yeah, well, Chaba's the one who brought up saluting and salute with the flag pipe. And
I can't salute. I didn't serve. I can't salute. I didn't
A
serve.
lot of people don't know the rules on that stuff.
First of all, I brought up Lisa Ann because I'd rather her host the Home Run Derby than Pat McAfee. At least there's something to look at. I'm watching Pat McAfee stand out there. He doesn't even know.
You're
half
so
the guys
contradictive.
on the basketball field. No, I'm not. I'm telling you the truth. Why would I want to see Pat McAfee on the baseball field when he doesn't know half these guys? He doesn't know any of these guys. He's reading off a script, and probably ESPN is probably talking in his ear and telling him, "Oh, this is O'Neal. This is Wood. This is Chisholm or Chisholm, whatever you want to call him." You know, it's the problem right now in professional sports and media. They put guys out there because the fans want to see it. I just want to see.
Did you
what
not
I'm
see
going
what Nathan just said?
No, I didn't.
Lisa Ann will bring
As long
the
as
ratings
you
up.
do like taking care of my 2-hole, I'm good.
That's what Nathan is saying.
Nathan, get her on the show, Nathan.
Yeah, well, if Lisa Ann
100%.
was-
He can talk as much as he wants.
Breaking news. Goody has no Woody.
By the way, I'm wearing a college jersey I had made of the one and only Nick Goody. You want to see what it says in the back? I'll show everybody what it says in the back.
Goodwood.
Here you go. I got Goody's jersey on.
Why don't you wear my jersey?
I got a jersey made for you. Don't worry. It's definitely something that's going to stand out, which is going to piss you off as well. Don't worry. It's coming in the mail. Don't worry. I know how to screw with people and piss people off. And even though I know Goody's going to like it because I got his number and he thinks, oh, it's Goody. No, it's Goodwood. And that's what we know him as.
I am a legend.
He is a legend, and his jersey's a legend, and he'll definitely be worn on the show more than once. But yeah, finishing up with the All-Star game, I'm not excited about the All-Star game. I could care less about the All-Star game. I know baseball fans are looking forward to it because there's nothing to watch on television. And hopefully, well, we got a week and a half until OTA start. It's a couple of weeks away.
Yeah, training camp is next week for some teams. Yeah.
So training camp starts. So that's what I want to see. I want to see more of football and football conversation because that takes away from all the garbage that we're going to watch when it comes to baseball. It doesn't get interesting until the last month and a half of baseball. Who's going to make it? Who's in the wild card spots? What team's going to pick up what player and off of waivers because automatically they become available. Guys that you thought, oh my God, he's eager to be traded, and then all of a sudden he gets dropped at the waiver line because nobody wants him, or the team that has him doesn't want him anymore, and he's automatically a free agent, and a team out of nowhere like the Dodgers or one of these teams automatically gets these guys, and they go on a run all the way to the World Series.
The Dodgers will sign him and defer all his money next year.
It's pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic, and that's what I hate when it comes to certain sports. Is same thing with basketball. I say this about basketball all the time. These what do they call this? We go about
10-day contracts.
No, trade. When they trade a pick, you trade
the protected picks.
Protected or unprotected picks. Yeah. Now, if you trade a pick, depending on the year, there shouldn't be a protected or unprotected pick. But basketball has done it where it screwed a lot of teams, including the New York Knicks. Yeah. Remember the Kristaps Porzingis trade? The Knicks traded for 2 first-round draft picks. They wound up getting a second-round draft pick for Kristaps Porzingis, who eventually helps the Boston Celtics win a championship. As they call him, as Kevin Durant, a.k.a. Mr. Twitter feed himself says, the unicorn, as we all know. It's pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic, and it just really – It dry heaps me, as you know. Does that make sense to you, Speedy?
Dry heaps. No, that's a terminology that it sounds like would have came out of Nathan's mouth.
Well, I mean, Nathan is a pretty sick person.
Nathan will dry heap to Lisa Ann.
Well, again, and again, we have Speedy's worst phenomenon over here, trying to figure out which one goes next. I guess it's this one. Let's get into the next story because it's a big one. Brewers young star Jacob Mijowski was named to the National League All-Star team as a replacement, and several Philly players were not happy. Several Phillies players called out Major League Baseball for putting him on the team after making just 5 starts, while 2 of their pitchers, I'm trying to pull it right over here. Ranger Suarez and Cristopher Sanchez have pitched all season. Trey Turner said to The Athletic, "What a joke. It's a terrible process." JT Realmuto also took shots at the MLB, saying that both Sanchez and Suarez should have been on the roster in the first place. Nick Castellanos said that the All-Star game voting process is turning into a Savannah Bananas game. Sanchez has a 2.5 ERA, a 1.14 whip, and 122 strikeouts in just 19 starts this season. Suarez has a 1.94 ERA, 1.05 whip, and 78 strikeouts in 13 starts this season. As we all know, Mizorowski has a 2.81 ERA, a 0.896 whip, and a 33 strikeouts in 5 starts. The only reason why he is going into the All-Star game and why they decided to go with him is because he's a superstar. He's becoming a star. He's becoming a name. Everybody wants to see him. This guy has been dominant. He's throwing over 100 miles per hour. He's throwing 103 miles per hour. So this guy's got a lot of heat. So everybody wants to see that young phenom. We remember Lincolnson. Lincolnson was a guy that I remember with the Giants. A small guy, had a very weird.
It's Linsky.
Java, you're right. We can't even do this segment.
Guys, just
sorry.
Let me finish up what I have to say because you guys have nothing good to say. All right, so
you're pronouncing his name wrong.
Fine, whatever. Just shut up and let me finish what I have to say. It would be nice if you let me finish a sentence before you cut me off. You could correct me after. The fact is that this kid had a weird release point. He was small. He some people said he was like 5'10", 5'11". He looked like he was 5'6", and he was on the mound, and he won 2 Cy Youngs. He was a sensational pitcher for the Giants, and he was a guy that everybody wanted to see in the All-Star game in his first 2 years. He didn't have the numbers. I don't think he had the numbers in his second year to make the All-Star team, but he did. Why? Because he was a young phenom that everybody wanted to see. Nobody got a chance to really see him that much. Remember, sports is different now because now you have the MLB network and you have all these different channels that you can get a chance to see these guys up at the plate or get a chance to see their every at bats. It's not like it was when a guy like that, or even half the players that we've spoken about in the past in the 90s, we have mentioned over the years, never really got it. You never really got a chance to see them unless they were playing on ESPN for Sundays baseball, night, or Fox Saturdays, weekends, or something like that. You really never got a chance to see these guys play unless you were living in Philadelphia or living in New York or living in California. So it's fortunate that you get a chance to see these players play more than you ever have. The problem is it's 162 games and it's very dried out. Now, as far as the Trey Turner coming out and saying what a joke, he's absolutely right. He's right.
How's it dried out though?
What do you mean? Baseball, 162 games in a season, and the only people that really give a crap about it is those real diehard baseball fans. And if you see what the numbers are right now, it's up and down in many different, in a process of trying to compare them to football games. Remember, football, there's 17 games in a season. There's less games, so people watch it more because there's not as many games. When you have so many games, a lot of people, especially some of these teams, a lot of these teams are horrible. How many good teams are in baseball right now? 9, 10 at most. The rest of the teams are horrible. Nobody cares to see certain teams that are going to play. Does anybody really want to see the Pittsburgh Pirates besides guys like Pat McAfee or when you get a chance to see Paul Skeens. That's the only time anybody wants to watch a Pittsburgh Pirates game. And there's a lot of teams like the Pittsburgh Pirates nobody gives a crap about. Minnesota for years has been a pretty good team. Does anybody care?
But you're talking about a conglomerate. You're not talking about like people that actually love the sport.
Let me ask you a question.
It doesn't matter. Like
baseball?
It doesn't matter.
You're
going to go to the game because you love baseball.
Really?
Doesn't matter who's playing.
Why are the numbers down right now in baseball when it comes to going to games?
You're gonna have your favorite player.
Why are the numbers down, Java? Why are the games down? Why are the numbers down right now when it comes to going to watch baseball games?
They're still doing over $3 billion a year.
Okay, so what? Every single sport is doing that. Even hockey's doing that now. As you see,
hockey's not even close to baseball. Hockey's not even close.
Again, hockey is a different sport. It's
not even close.
Yes, it is. And
it's half of the season of baseball.
Again, and that's why 82 games of hockey is much more interesting to watch than 162 games of baseball. And I know you're going to stick up for
81, not 82, but
I'm sorry, it's 82 games.
82.
It's 82 games.
Yeah, you're going to 84 half. Though.
You're going to correct me. You're going to correct me when it comes to hockey. Are you serious?
Hockey and basketball are both 82.
Hockey is 82 games. And again, going back to hockey and what we were talking about hockey
they don't make as much money as baseball. They don't.
Not yet, because again, it's a
they
Canadian
never
sport.
will.
It's a growing sport. That's not true. It's growing right now.
They will never make as much money as baseball.
Maybe not. But again, baseball eventually will have a salary cap. It always happens.
No, it won't. It won't.
We'll see. It'll happen.
Don't you think that this shows that like baseball feels like they have a problem though, Errol? That they have to put a kid like Mizorowski up there in the All-Star game after 5 starts because he throws 103? Because they have to. If baseball was in a good place though, Jabba, they wouldn't have to do shit like this. And I think this is a reactionary thing by those guys.
That's okay though. That's okay. Because look at what we already have in the game. Like we already have that in the game. And yes, is it nice to get a kid like that? 100%. Do I think he's deserving of it? No. Like, yes, does he have a great arm? And does he pitch his tail off? Heck yeah, he does. Heck yeah, he does.
This guy's
But does he deserve it? No.
Games, no.
Not over Ranger Suarez, who has an under 2 ERA.
The All-Star game is a fan thing. And if fans want to see this dominant pitcher throwing 103, nobody cares about what Suarez is doing or Sanchez is doing. We want to see the guy that's throwing 103 miles per hour. We want to see the young phenom that everybody keeps trying to compare to Paul Skeens. Remember when they had that duel?
I was him. I was him, dog. I was him.
You play in the All-Star game?
Yes.
All right.
In the Futures game. Yes.
Why did you play in the All-Star game? Because you're a young phenom throwing the ball almost at 100 miles per hour. So that's what people want to see. They don't want to see Suarez throwing these change-ups.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
And off-speed pitches. I don't want to see him. I want to see Mizorowski. I want to see that guy go out there and show me how hard he can throw the ball.
But are you saying
Suarez is more of a control pitcher? Like he's a lot like David Peterson, where he has a great ERA, but he gets a lot of ground balls. So maybe he was.
But is he deserving of it after 5 fucking starts?
No, I don't think so. I'm fully with the Phillies players saying that because Sanchez has 122 strikeouts. He's been a great pitcher for 3 years now. And Suarez was a great pitcher in 2022 when they went
to the World Series. And he's great in the postseason too.
Yeah. Was phenomenal in the postseason when they went to the World Series. He's kind of up and down throughout his career, but he's having a fantastic year. Fish, like you said, 1.94 ERA, even though he's not getting the strikeout numbers. Like, yes, they should both be there too. I know Mets fans are complaining about Senga too, but he's hurt right now. So, but both Phillies guys should definitely be in. And Sanchez has 122 strikeouts. That's top 10 in baseball right now.
Yeah, I have a rule with so I have both of those guys on my radar when I play fantasy, and I've had Suarez.
Yeah,
I've had Suarez, and my rule is I need a guy that strikes out at least a guy per inning, so it's got to be at least a 9.0 rating or higher. And Suarez and Sanchez are both there. Sanchez is almost.
That is a 9.4 something. Yeah.
Yeah, they're both good. They're both really good, and I feel like the Phillies should be represented at the All-Star game more than the hapless Brewers. I don't understand why they need to go to Mizorowski here instead of getting one of those Phillies pitchers. Again, going to
Ryan
like
Howard
what's important.
Is introducing James Wood right now in the Home Run Derby.
Yeah. Well, we just finished with James Wood. He had 16 home runs in the first round. Not bad. in Atlanta, a big ballpark. We'll see if that is going to last or get him into the second round. I think it should. We'll see. That we've seen crazier things. We'll see how good some of these guys are going to be able to hit in an Atlanta ball field that is really a pitcher's ballpark. It's always been that.
I looked it up, Errol. It's actually dead middle of the pack. It's 16th overall.
Yeah, they're half of the middle, right? I think was it 15 or 16 Fish?
I saw 16. I don't know if I saw it for just lefties or righties or how it plays out depending on which handedness you are, but
Yeah, I think in the beginning it was like
they're middle of the pack
ballpark, but the last 3 years it's been kind of even. Yeah.
Do you remember? Was it in Atlanta years ago when Sammy Sosa was hitting them like a quarter mile every single time? I believe it was. He was hitting them over 500 feet to dead center. It was just stupid. That might have been my favorite home run derby there ever was, when it was all the steroid guys taking all the juice, hitting them so far. McGuire hitting them far. They all were in it back then. They don't make them like that anymore, Errol. They don't have the star-studded ones. You're right. It's not like it used to be. That's unfortunate.
No. And again, when it comes to baseball, you want to see those guys. You want to see the best stars. You want to see the best players. And Mizorowski is a guy that everybody wants to see. His ERA is right now 2.8.
I agree.
5 games, though.
I agree with you on that.
I don't care. It's an all-star game. It's an all-star game. I want to see.
I think you're right.
To me,
but also give it to what is deserving. 5 isn't you're not deserving of that.
Let me ask you a question. If Suarez right now is pitching in the World Series, is he going to worry about a damn All-Star game? If Sanchez is pitching in a World Series, you think he's worried about an All-Star game? Nobody gives a crap. Juan Soto was the one that was bitching and moaning about it. I don't really care. Juan Soto shouldn't be crying about it just because of $100K that he would get from the Mets. Okay, paying Will Beatty.
But you also know that's not the end of the money of what they are. That's just the bonus. And now if he wins, his second, third.
He's making $60K. He's making $60 million a year. A guy like Juan Soto. Why is he complaining about $100K?
If you can put another $1 million in your pocket,
complaining, not those two.
If you can put $1 million in your pocket, no matter how much money you're making, yes, you're going to do it.
But it's a different case when Sanchez, who's on a rookie contract, and Suarez, I think, just got paid, but it's a smaller contract, is not making the team. Meanwhile, Juan Soto's complaining about a budget where he gets more per game with the contract that he's making this year. So it's just the way he did it was a little differently. And Turner and Castellanos and all these guys have a case too when you're judging. It's even worse when it's a pitcher, because the pitchers are not in the fan vote. The pitchers are voted on by the managers, and now in their case of the uproar, by the league. And now he's putting them in. Maybe it's Dave Roberts having incentive on this, and Dave Roberts obviously is biased against certain teams, and you're seeing it now with the Phillies too, for whatever reason. Like, both guys not making the cut.
Who cares? Who cares? Why are we crying about this?
Errol, maybe the rule is if you throw 103, you're in the All-Star game.
Who cares?
Good, we'll put Jordan Hicks in.
I will tell you this. I remember the 90s Yankees, or even 2009, those Yankees. Mark Teixeira, Alex Rodriguez, Derek Jeter. That whole infield should have been in the All-Star game, and the whole outfield should have been in the All-Star game for the numbers they were putting up, especially in the first half of the season. But that doesn't happen. Why? Because nobody wants to see just the Yankees in the damn World Series, except the Yankee fans. So to me, baseball obviously wants their phenoms in the game, like gets a chance to see James Wood. I want to see this guy win the home run derby. Why? Because it would be a story. I want to see stories. I don't want to hear, the National League wins the All-Star game, and guess who wins the MVP? Nobody gets. If James Wood wins the MVP and hits 2 home runs in the All-Star game, that's a story. I want to hear stories. I want to hear tall tales. I want to hear about Raggedy Ann. I want to hear about Wizard of Oz kind of crap. I don't want to hear about, this guy won the MVP. Oh, it's just him. Who cares? It's Bryce Harper. Oh, it's Aaron Judge. I don't want to hear it. I don't care. I don't care who wins a damn truck, car, or a freaking, nosebleed.
But at the same time, when I agree with what you're saying, but also there's so many other guys that are deserving, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm not saying anything in this realm, right? You had 5 starts. I love the talk of Miz, but you haven't proved it. You don't He could be done next year. He's got 5 starts. Do we really care that much? Do we really care that much?
For guys making their first All-Star team, like, you feel bad for them, though, at the same time. For Sanchez, who's a young kid, too. I think Suarez got there the 1 year in 22 as an All-Star, but Sanchez, that could have been his first, too. And maybe they just have to expand the rosters. But
100%. But at 5 starts, and you're like, I honestly, if I'm being perfectly honest with you guys, if they asked me to be in the All-Star game when I was in my first one in the Futures game and everything, and if they asked me, I would say no. I would say no. There's somebody more deserving. I haven't done enough to earn that right. I haven't done enough. That's why I don't want fans to vote. I want players to vote. Because players are going to put you in what you are. And I don't want to disrespect any of you on this panel, but y'all never played the game. That means something to us. And if you get chosen by your teammates, I was voted the most underrated player in fucking baseball.
I agree with him, by the way.
I am a legend.
Just kidding.
And that's fine. And I'm okay with that. But as Pedro always said,
I'm kidding.
what as Pedro always said, nobody boos nobodies.
Well,
And
I guess
I got booed.
Well,
I was a somebody.
Well, you're definitely somebody. There's definitely no doubt about that. You are the one and only
Droba. Scoop sits on the shitter.
as we all know. But anyways, finishing up.
I do have kids named after me, by the way.
I'm sure you do. Name Joba.
Droba.
Now,
If you
What?
play that again, when I see you, I'm gonna punch you right in the face.
Jabba takes it up the ass.
That's fine. I'll take Jabba. Don't do it the wrong way.
Droba is not an athlete.
Oh, Nathan, you are the furthest thing from an athlete.
Poor Nithin. You're punishing Nithin. This guy has got such a great
that's
personality.
the real question. If there was a home run derby done, everyone had to wear a blue blazer, who would win?
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
There we go.
Nathan, what would be your pick for that?
So how did this thing work? You
You get extra if you don't get 3 outs within your swing. So taking pitches in this format is actually better because of that. Because while it is somewhat timed, if you can get, like you said,
Because Rooker has 16 right now.
Yeah, so you're actually not penalized as much as previous formats for taking pitches with the time as much, because you don't want to get 3 outs. Otherwise, you'll get the extra time. So he gets the extra time because of that, because he has 2 outs remaining, and because he only got out once.
I don't like it.
Speedy, did you say penal?
That's kind of weird. Why does it have to be so
Doo-doo.
complicated for a home
My
run?
rear end is burning.
Because there's been so much controversy with like the splits of different formats. I think they're trying to do it like
They
a hybrid
should've
together.
just
I didn't
stayed
mind the
how
way
it
they did
always
that.
was.
I don't like it.
I hate
don't.
change.
I don't
I
like the
hate
way
it.
they did
A
it.
lot
And
of people feel
that's
that-
because
feel
of
that way.
Rob. That's because of Rob Manfred. But did
No,
anybody-
it changed before that. It changed before that.
They changed
Yeah, there
it
was
a
something
bunch of
different
times.
last year too, and they were obviously switching before that with the outs versus the time.
Well, I don't like it. After your minute,
Well, and then they got the bonus if it went over 420 or something.
Well, yeah, it used to be a
Whatever.
distance bonus. This format is if you don't make 3 outs in the 3-minute span.
And why is Rooker's wife on the field? I mean, come on. I just want to see the damn home run derby.
Like,
Earl, it's for the families and kids and
are you
stuff.
fucking stupid? Like,
Ass liquor.
honest to
Droba.
God, the fact that you say that, Errol, like, understand, like, they may never get this opportunity again. Why would you, like,
He's a young guy.
when you get to do something great, would you not want to have Brittany next to you?
I don't know. That would be a question that I'll have to answer when the time.
Jabba, you're not going to get him on this one.
You're not.
I just, it doesn't.
We're not going to get any
I
answers.
gotta celebrate with my father and my son.
blow my back out.
Errol just
I
wants
did
the
not-
action. He doesn't want the sentimental crap.
I worked my butt off, but I
Pull it out
was
of my ass.
granted that because of my
I'll let
father.
you lick my butt.
The greatest thing,
Mm.
and I got to
But I
celebrate
did
with
work.
him. Why don't you want them to celebrate that with you?
I gave
Why
up
not?
the booty there.
Yeah, he probably did in many different ways. Bend over and crack a
Why
smile.
wouldn't you? No, you can play the overlays and whatever you want to do. I don't care.
I
But
don't. I
You
don't
sit
want
here
to
as a
see.
man. You
I don't-
can't say
I want
when you
his
get
wife
to
on
the
a
pin.
football field. I have no interest of seeing that. Okay, I just want to see the home run derby.
You don't want your family with you?
No, it's a home run derby. The hell do I want to see my wife or my girlfriend or my kids? Maybe my kids, because my sons or my daughter or whatever, they want to remember the experience. I don't need to see my wife holding my kid out there on the baseball field. Okay, I don't need to. If it's an infant, stay out there.
You are a miserable human. Sorry.
I'm not a miserable human. I'm just telling you what I think. I don't want to see.
And I think you're wrong.
I want to watch baseball. That's all I want to see. I don't want to see somebody.
100%. But don't
on
you
the
want your family to watch you do
Okay,
the same thing that you've wanted
And
to do?
no, I don't. Again, when
Are you out of your mind?
no, I'm out of my mind. You're speaking some gibberish crap that comes out of your mouth. I'm
No,
telling you what I
because
think.
at the same
I mean,
time,
you're
you've never
telling me I'm out
done.
of my mind because I have my own opinion.
But
I
you've
have
never
the right of
done.
my own
You've
opinion.
never done what I've done.
Okay, so we're going
you
to that
don't
now.
want-
You went
you don't
with
want-
you went
you
with
don't
I
want-
have never done what you. Okay, I've never been a professional athlete. Fine,
But
I've done
you
other
don't
things. that
want
you've
your
never done.
family
Have
to-
you ever DJ'd in front of 35,000 people? Have you ever traveled with some of the biggest DJs and the biggest artists in the industry? No, I have.
I've never-
so you've
I've
done
never
that.
done
I've
that.
done that. I've done
I'm
that.
not arguing that.
Okay, so I've done something that you've never done. So,
I'm not disagreeing.
so I'm
But
speaking.
you don't want your family to see how good you are?
Yeah, well, if his wife wants to watch the game, she can watch it out there in the press box. She can watch that in the audience like everybody else. I don't need to see her standing there with the infant in her hand.
No, because we are literally like in a position to be able to do that. Would you
Over that
not
line.
want your family to do that?
Listen, I want my family to be there. I don't need to see her on a baseball field. That's all I'm going to say about that.
If
Now,
you're DJing in front of 35,000 people and you know what that and you're not a parent, I get that.
mhm.
But to see your son
Do
or
I
daughter,
want- no, I don't want my
watch
kids. I don't want to see I don't want my kids to see a bunch of druggies dancing around to my music. No, I do not want them seeing that. I also don't want to see my kids to see me up on a 50-foot scaffold looking like I'm going to fall off of it when I'm DJing. Nope. No, I don't want my kids seeing that. And you definitely don't
why?
want
Because
don't.
it's good
I
and
don't want
bad,
that.
man.
Because Errol comes from an old school mentality where the men took a
Doesn't he look like Dracula?
lunch pail and they went to the factories and they did their work and nobody needed to see their work and their work was all that mattered and they came home to their families.
what are we playing? Like some video game and you're like Count Dracula? Yeah, Errol's in the video game. Errol's playing some Wizard of Oz
Well,
shit.
all it is people loving on their families, Errol. It's not a terrible thing.
Because I don't love on my. Listen, I love my family. I do a lot for my family.
I'm
But
not
I'm not
saying
gonna
you don't. I'm
sit
just
here-
saying that's all it is.
I'm out there trying to hit baseballs and impress the fans. That's what I'm there and make baseball look good. And I have my wife sitting back there, looking out there, and the camera wasn't on him; it was on his wife. I don't want to see his wife. It's like watching.
That's okay. She's part of us, dummy.
She's not a part of us. She's not part of me.
100% she is.
One of us.
That's how you shave.
Yeah, that's
One
that's
of
about it.
us.
I mean, I'm about shaving that.
You're a
So-
grown man.
So you're saying
He needs to learn how to grow up. Be a grown
you
man.
say you love Brittany, correct?
Yeah, I
So
love-
she's not part of that? So she's not part of what you do?
Yeah, well, I in some cases,
She's not part of what you do?
Yes, in some kind of ways, I would say, but in other ways, I'm a little lost in some of the other stuff that I have to deal with. So All in all, if anybody knows me and knows my personality, knows that I'm pretty straightforward and I don't have to beat around the bush. And if I'm going to beat around the bush, I'm making sure that I shave it before I beat. Now, anyways, getting back to the baseball conversation and the Savannah Bananas and Nick Castellano saying that it's Savannah. If it's Savannah the Bananas, why isn't anybody dancing on the baseball field? Why is anybody going out there in the audience and, sticking ball bags in people's faces like Speedy does? I mean, the fact is, I think the All-Star game is supposed to be entertainment. That's all it is. You want to make everybody's saying, oh, you make $100K, $1 million, or whatever the hell they make through all these different competitions and stuff like that. Good for them. The fact is, to me, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't set you up to win a World Series. It doesn't matter to me. As a matter of fact, if I'm a baseball player and I know I have 2 weeks off that I can go to Hawaiian Islands or something like that, I'm doing that and dealing with the
You
garbage.
don't have 2 weeks off. You have 4 days off.
All right. A week off. Because that's what they have. They're going to have a week off. So when's baseball start after the All-Star game?
Usually that
Friday, Thursday.
Still got to throw.
And when was
Friday.
All right. So when did the All-Star game start? So Sunday was the last day of the season.
Right.
So you have 5 days. So you could go to an island. You could take a boat trip. You could do anything.
You still got to throw. You still got to throw.
Fine. They could throw something else. He could throw some soap at his wife. Okay, in many different ways in the bathroom.
Why is it always at your spouse? Like,
you're going to be hanging out with your spouse, right? Are you going to hang out with your spouse? What are you going to do?
Yeah, or am I hanging out with my son?
Oh, okay. Or you could be hanging out in the bathroom with
And
a
just
bunch
play
of
catch.
dropping the soap or something of that magnitude.
Well, you drop the soap. I don't.
First of all, I never drop the soap, and if I drop the soap, I definitely won't do it in front of you. Pain. Anyways,
Caminero's killing it right now.
It's at 14.
Oh, I'm ahead of you, but he's
Are you ahead of me?
a little bit if you're at 14. But
I don't like the pace of this stuff.
he's the one that had the walk-off home run in winter ball that he spent like a minute and a half running around the bases, taunting it. Like Caminero, he's an interesting dude. That Rays team is getting some personality.
He was the number one prospect in baseball for a reason.
Yeah,
He's only 22.
They're all young.
already really
James
good.
Wood is a young kid. I mean, he's 22 years old. All these guys, this is what you want to see. You want to see the young guys. I don't want to see the old dudes, 28, 29 guys that are going to get contracts in a year or two because they're going to be free agents. I don't care.
Well, we got a really old dude that we got to talk about before our guest comes on as well. That might be getting forced out of La La Land, my friend.
Who's that?
Well, he's really old, and you think he runs the league, but the Lakers
LeBron
don't feel
James?
that way. Yeah.
Well, I will get into the LeBron James thing in a second, but I will say this, and all you out there that are so caught into this home run derby or this All-Star game, stop crying. Stop crying. You got a chance to watch this garbage for at least another 2 days, and then you got to get to watch a season all the way 80 more games left, or 79 more games left of the regular season, and see who gets traded. So stop crying. ESPN reports that LeBron James was frustrated at the Lakers organization for not being told about the Lakers' $10 billion. Yet Luka Doncic was told right away. Surprised. The report added that the Lakers were always trying to transition to Luka Doncic as the face of the franchise since ownership changed, and LeBron felt disrespected to how suddenly it happened. Despite opting into his contract option with the Lakers, Rich Paul, yes, the one and only, told ESPN that the Lakers never approached LeBron about another big extension. Rich Paul also added that LeBron hasn't formally requested a trade, but 4 NBA teams have been in contact with the Lakers about a potential LeBron trade. NBA insider Brandon Robinson reports that those 4 teams are, what do you know? The Warriors, the Mavericks, the Clippers, and the Cavaliers. Reports say that the Warriors would be willing to give up anybody besides Steph Curry and Draymond Green in a potential LeBron trade. Hoops Wire reports that the Cavaliers are likely not interested in LeBron, but would be interested if the Lakers bought out his contract. LeBron's player option with the Lakers this season is worth about 52.5, which is the most he would make in a season in his whole
What is his
career.
buyout?
I don't know what his buyout is. It's got to be a little bit. It would probably be half of that or 30 million of it. That's what I would think. LeBron James is not getting bought out. The only thing the Lakers could do with LeBron James is trade him if he's available or he says that he wants to be traded. And I'm not surprised the Buss family didn't tell LeBron that they were moving on with the organization. The Buss family have been fighting for team control. We know about the two brothers and the sister, and the organization since Dr. Buss has been, he's been gone, has not been the same organization. Now, LeBron James went over there. They won a title in the bubble year, and that was good for the Lakers. But again, the Lakers have been a dried out organization. They haven't drafted right. They had a chance for a couple of years to bring in guys, and you decided to bring in a guy like Ball, and Ball was on the team for how many years before they decided to part ways with him? Couldn't stay healthy. He was the second pick in the first round. I mean, we could go on and on and on of some of these Lakers, some of these top 10 picks that the Lakers have had over the years and just struck out on them. It's very Nick-like. That's been the Lakers. Now, LeBron James, the LJA, it has been run by LeBron James over the last, I would say, 20 years. And the LJA is an organization that is interested to see what LeBron's going to do this offseason. If he tells the Lakers that he doesn't want any part of this organization, and he wants to go to a winning team, a winning organization, and has a chance to win another title, then it would be Steph Curry. If he wants to go back with the Cleveland Cavaliers and finish his career where he started, that would make a lot of sense. The facts are, it's pretty simple. He's not going to the Mavericks, and he's not going to the Clippers. Why the hell would he go to the Clippers when he's already playing in the Staples Center? That doesn't make sense. And as far as the Mavericks are concerned, we all know that he's a Cooper Flag fan, and he knows Kyrie Irving and he knows Anthony Davis. I just don't see the Mavericks having the money to land a LeBron James unless they trade away Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving to bring him to play with Cooper Flag. It doesn't make any sense. The money doesn't make sense. So that's not going to happen. The whole point here is the LeBron James story is almost over. And Rich Paul coming out and saying that the Lakers didn't give him an extension, that's because LeBron James doesn't want an extension. How many times in the last 3 years has he complained and bitched that this is his last year? He was
Can we just give him his greatness in what he is because of the longevity?
He was your greatest player.
I've given him his greatness. What else do we need to talk about? Him going and crying that the Lakers didn't give him.
We talk about it all the time. Give it
where
to
they were
him.
going, what they were doing with the organization. Everybody's giving him his greatness. Stop, Shaba. Everybody has given him.
No, you're right.
Praise. I don't want to hear his praise anymore. As a matter of fact, this praise is shit to me. Yes, I'm going to curse. It's garbage. I don't want to hear about LeBron James and what LeBron James did for the league. He's brought endorsements. So did Michael Jordan. He's brought shoe deals. So did Michael Jordan. He's brought it nationally and internationally. So did Michael Jordan. LeBron James stands for one thing. The only thing that he's known for since he's come into the league, the king. And he thinks he's royalty. The only royalness he has is the royal friggin' thorn he has up his ass. That's all I'm going to say about LeBron James. LeBron James is crying that the Lakers didn't tell him if they were going to sell the team. Who cares? You're making hundreds of millions of dollars through endorsements and sneaker deals and being a producer and owner of these stupid pizzerias. Why do we care about what LeBron James is crying about? Here's the facts, guys. LeBron James is a story, and as long as LeBron James is a story and he runs the league, it's always going to be one of those. The fact is, I don't care what Rich Paul has to say, even though he negotiated with the New York Knicks in the offseason. And I wouldn't be surprised if LeBron James heads to the New York Knicks at some point next season, because that's very Nick-like. I don't want to hear it anymore about where and why LeBron James hasn't walked away from his contract. Would you walk away from $52.5 million? The answer would be no. Nobody in their right mind would walk away from $52.5 million, including LeBron James. That's a billionaire. LeBron James is all about buying a team and running an organization in the future. And he probably is pissed off that they didn't sell the team to him, the little baby that he is. The fact is, when we look at the picture, and it's big, Luka Doncic is the face of the Lakers. Fact, and it's going to be sealed and delivered.
You don't think it's still LeBron the face?
No, he's not the face anymore. Luka's the face, and Luka knows it, and that's why Luka was told when the Bus family.
But does he want to be though?
Yes, he does. He was the face of the Mavericks. He loved it. He loved being a face. I'm sure he was upset, yes, that the Mavericks decided to part ways with him. He's even more happier because of the endorsements this guy's going to make when LeBron is gone. And the LJ
I'm not disagreeing, but do you really think he's like? And
yes,
I don't think he's the face.
Yes, he is. 100%.
I don't think he is.
Okay,
he's the second best player
all right,
in the
so
NBA on the Lakers.
I watch a lot of LA channels over here. I got a stick, and I watch different channels for the LA. There are already commercials being dominated by Luka Doncic.
And
he's been
100%. I'm not disagreeing on that part of it, but his personality's not like you have to have personality to a face, right?
Wait a second. You don't think Luka Doncic has a personality?
What are you going, Nico Harrison now?
Wait a second. Did you just say that?
I honestly, like, no, I honestly don't think.
How many?
Nico Harrison must have brainwashed you.
Why when Mike Trout was at the peak of his game?
Dude, he is not Mike Trout. He never. You can't.
But it's kind of the same thing.
No, it's not. Luka Doncic is one of the more higher praised players in the league. He's either an ass or he's very likable. How many times have we heard players say this guy? You know, he's screaming, he's torturing us on the basketball court.
But he's not a voice.
Yes, he is. He's one of the biggest
surrounded
voices
by other guys.
Dude, nationally, he's a bigger voice than Jokic.
Yeah.
He's a big voice than Jokic. He's probably nationally, besides really Shea Alexander-Gilchrist, this guy is probably right there with him. It's the faces of international basketball. Yeah, he is.
Yeah, but also to put it in perspective, too, there's a lot of...
Wemby's getting there now, too.
Right. To put it in perspective, there were a lot of Lakers fans that did not like when they traded for LeBron the first couple years he was there, too, because of the whole LeBron versus Kobe comparison. So I
don't give a shit either way, but I guess I'd look at it from a different realm because I've played the game. I've been in these realms. And I'm not saying you guys are wrong by any means. But you have to have a face and a personality. And what Joker has done too is like, God, you made me go to the All-Star game so I couldn't spend those 4 days with, my family and whatever.
Yeah, and after they won the championship too with the
right, exactly.
Jabba, you can tell me if Luka Doncic was walking in New York City, you wouldn't notice him?
Nope.
You're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. Are you crazy? Have you lost your mind? If Luka Doncic walked right past you over there in New York City, he's not Mike Trout. Mike Trout's like 5'10", 5'11", big, thick legs. Nobody knows who Mike Trout is.
Would I even notice? But
Mike Trout is
Fish is saying whatever. But you know what? I'm different. Because you know why? Because I don't care who you are. Don't care.
Not yanking on a dead man. But there's a difference, I think.
If they walk by me, if I notice them, yes. Did I walk by Zach Galifianakis? Did I walk by hundreds of famous people on the streets of New York?
Goodbye. But
nobody will care. Did I care?
Nobody will, but collectively throughout their career, the level of
I'm not telling you to care. I'm telling you that if Luka Doncic,
I'm not going to notice.
In New York City, you're not going to notice.
I don't care.
A 6'10", he's a white dude. He's from a foreign land that nobody knows of.
My best friend played college in Delaware, and he was 6'10", and his best friend,
wherever he's from. Yeah. Who cares where he's from? I mean, if Luka Doncic is walking around,
you're gonna notice them. You're gonna notice them. But
6'10".
But like, does it fucking matter? We're the same person. I put my draws on the same way.
All right.
Well, but what my point being is,
hopefully you don't put it on your head, because then I would probably be worried about you.
Is you're no better than me, but when it comes to a face of a game, like you have to have a different perspective.
And I have a different
perspective.
Luka
Doncic has been a young face of the NBA.
He has been the face, besides probably guys like Wemby that has come.
You gotta have somebody that stands. Like they have to talk though.
All right, Luke.
They have to talk.
Is Luka Doncic a top 3 player right now in the NBA? Yes or no?
100%.
All right. So how are you going to tell me right now that if he walked around New York City, you would know who he was? The NBA is big nationally. Everybody and their mother would know. All right, Fish, Speedy, if you saw Luka Doncic, would you? How about you? How about you? You come right in right now. You tell me right now. If you saw Luka Doncic in New York City, would you notice him?
100%.
How about you, Fish? Would you notice him? 6'10"?
Dude, he's like 6'9", 6'10". You notice anyone that's 6'9", 6'10".
But you would know who he
doesn't
was.
mean they're somebody.
You would know what he is definitely a somebody. He's the.
I wouldn't care though. I
He
wouldn't care.
He is. He is.
But
he's a phenom.
I'm telling you.
I know you don't.
I don't care.
You don't give a crap. We got it. I do. And to me, Luka.
Why would you care?
Because
he's not curing cancer. He's not saving our fucking family's lives.
Of the Lakers for the next 10 to 12 years, the face of the LA Lakers will be Luka Doncic, not LeBron friggin' James. And people need to get that in their head. And LeBron needs to get that in their head. The LJA needs to get that in their heads. It's a different game now. And we're looking at some of the young superstars that we're going to see come up, like Cooper Flagg, Anthony Edwards, who doesn't shut the hell up, or even guys like Wembanyama, who is a guy that everybody wants to see. Even Giannis, who's 30, 31 years old, is still younger than the old man LeBron James. Nobody gives a crap about LeBron. Foreign national basketball, international basketball is more bigger than American basketball now. Why? Because there are bigger superstars internationally than American. So those are the facts. And again, I know you don't give a crap. I do. And the Lakers and the organization don't need to tell LeBron James what they're doing. And who the hell cares, as far as I'm concerned, if LeBron James is going out there and crying on his stupid podcast with Steve Nash, who I've grown to respect over the years and lost a lot of respect because he's working with that idiot on a podcast. and some of the stuff that comes out of both of their mouths just make me really sick to my stomach. I don't know. Am I boring you over there, Fish, that you're yawning? So, I mean, seriously, it's getting on my nerves thinking that anybody doesn't think that Luka Doncic is one of the faces of basketball. He absolutely is. And Lakers basketball is really been needing a face of that magnitude.
Face is a different of a conglomerate. Like, I think you see a face of how great they are. 100%. You're right.
He had popularity though as a
but
younger.
You have to talk. You have to talk and you have to do things. And they're not good at talking.
Yeah, but at the same time, we also get the hype of these prospects that do end up talking, do end up having all this hype before their respective.
No, the dumb ones that talk stupid ding dong stuff. No. Talk about when you actually get to it, Speedy. Talk when you get to it, and you're that dude.
He still had that kind of prestige from an international standpoint, playing almost pro level. Like he was playing at 16 years old with a lot of.
What did you said semi, right?
Semi-pro for the Spain.
Okay, that's semi.
No, it's not semi-pro.
Which is ahead of what a lot of the NBA draft prospects were playing in college. It's a little bit higher of a level. He was getting international prestige at that time. So there was a level of hype that Luka Doncic was getting as a draft prospect as a young.
I'm not discrediting him by any means. He's the face of basketball. He's not.
He's one of them. Yes, he is.
He's not.
Luka Doncic was playing with LeBron when he was drafted. Yeah, that's different, but it's a different league now.
He absolutely is.
But he's not that dude.
He's the next.
I love him. I love him as a player.
Dude, he's the next guy up, man. He is absolutely one of those guys. And I'm right now trying to bring in some of the rankings.
Because you're right. Wemby's going to get the most hype because of his pre-draft hype. But Luka is right now a better player.
Dude, on this list, listen to this. The number one player right now at popularity is Giannis. Number two, Jokic. Number 3, Shai Alexander. Number 4, Luka Doncic. That's on this list. Other people have him 3 and some 2.
But you guys go off the shit that you see on the internet.
Oh, I
would say that.
I've been in the game.
Oh, wait a second.
I've been in the game. I've been in the game.
You're telling. Fine, you've been in the game. You've been in what game? Baseball. I've been
But
around.
I also was in the realm with these guys too.
Right. I've been around basketball players. I've been to the NBA draft. I've been to NBA finals.
Yeah,
NBA playoffs.
You did 35,000 people and whatever.
No, I'm talking about. I've been around these guys, and if you're going to tell me right now, I don't know basketball, well then
I'm not saying you don't know it.
Not because I'm reading things off the internet. I can give a crap. I'm telling you right now, Luka Doncic, if he goes anywhere in the country of the United States, even in Oregon, in a friggin' Missouri, people are going to know who Luka Doncic is. It's a fact. I don't know why.
It's not.
You'll be in your cornfield in Nebraska, and everybody will know who Luka Doncic is. Stop with this. It's absolutely rubbish.
I'm telling you, you're wrong.
This is ridiculous.
Luka Doncic, just because he's playing with another guy,
this is ridiculous.
that LeBron has been
If he walked in Nebraska, nobody would know who the hell.
Oh man, I want to prove you wrong.
He'd be taller than the corn, one of like five guys that were
out
there.
of your mind. You actually think? Oh, come on, dude. You don't
There's
actually.
no way. No, I'm just telling you.
He is not my
honest.
Trout. He is not my Trout. If you really believe that nobody would know who Luka Doncic is in Nebraska, you're out of your damn friggin' mind. You've lost it, dude.
I don't think Luka's going to Nebraska anytime soon.
But at the same time, I'd pay Luka $1 million and he could walk down my street. I guarantee you, there wouldn't be 5 people that knew who the fuck he was.
Okay, when Stewart comes in, I'm going to ask him that same question. And I'm going to ask, and I guarantee you Stewart will agree with us, because even Stewart, who probably is not the biggest basketball fan, knows who Luka Doncic is.
He's pretty.
We know who he is, but like you really care.
It's going to go down
because we don't care.
History. It's going to go down. So Luka Doncic right there
is going to be the best ever.
What do you mean the best ever?
He's going to be in the top 5 best ever.
Who? Luka? No way.
Yeah.
No way. No way.
Because he's going to continue to play.
No way. No
He'll
way.
be in the top 5 best ever.
No way.
And that's somebody like that, if you're claiming that.
But I'm going to tell you, you walk down the street.
Like Luka. No, we won't.
You walk down the street of Lincoln, Nebraska. Nobody gives 2 shits who you are. Nobody cares.
They still know who Luka Doncic is. They might not care who he is. They're going to know who he is.
But they're not going to care.
They might not care, but they're going to know who he is. Hey, look, it's Luka Doncic.
I
walk around the streets of Lincoln, and I walk around wherever. They know who I am.
But here's the deal, though. They're going to make sure that in a year's time, someone in your position, middle of America, surrounded by so much corn they can't even see the basketball fields, basketball courts, they're going to know that who Luka is, because the Lakers are going full court press. This is what came out.
All know who they are.
But this is what came out, that they didn't even tell LeBron they were selling the team. They didn't even bother, informing him. He's not part of their future plans. They're actually upset that he opted in on the player contract, because he could have been part of a sign-in trade. They could have sent him somewhere, but no, he was greedy for this extra 15, 20. He's given up money in the past to a certain extent. We know that. So he's taken his every last dollar, but he shouldn't also then complain that he's not the face of his team when he took that money. If he took less money, I bet he could have been sent somewhere and still been that face.
And I will tell you this, because of all this stuff that you're hearing that's going on, LeBron will have even a better year this coming year than he did last year. Why? Because he's going to have something to prove. And that's good. That's good for the Lakers. Why? Because he's a trade ship where they could get themselves some future consideration picks they're going to need, because as we see the Mavericks, they won the draft. Why? Because the LJA wanted them to win the draft. And I'll say it again, Luka Doncic is very well respected around the world, nationally, internationally. And again, I think LeBron James needs to take a step back and realize that his time, his reign as the superstar, the face of the NBA is over. Finito. Gone with the wind. Gone with the fireflies. Gone with Tutankhamun, as we all know in Egypt. So, I mean, it's done. It's over. I don't want to hear it anymore. And I don't want to hear about his crap. We know he's the second greatest basketball player of all time. We know he's going to have all the records. We all know his son is a horrible basketball player, and he hates Stephen A. Smith because of it. And his son, Bryce, is going to be better than his little son, Bronny. And hopefully he never plays a lick of a basketball game with the Lakers, because I don't want to see him ruin his career. That's all I'm going to say about that. As far as Brandon Robertson saying where no, I'm not. I'm telling you the truth. If I'm going to be canceled for telling the truth, so be it. The LJA and the organization needs to understand that this is all about understanding the way the game should be played and the way you build around superstar young talent. And that's what the NBA is doing now. They're starting to wake the F up. That's what they're doing. They're waking up. And it's not LeBron James. It's guys like Cooper Flagg and Anthony Edwards, who doesn't shut the hell up. And then those type of guys. And now the Shea Alexanders, who just got $70 million for a contract a year. That's what you want to see. You want to see those up-and-comers, not Joel Embiid, who says, that guy, I don't know if he's the truth.
And also, he's the self-proclaimed most hated player in the NBA.
Yeah, I don't hear it. And Draymond Green, I don't care about his
So give the golf clap on that day.
Yeah, well, I'll give the
Joel
golf.
Embiid does not deserve a golf.
I'll give the golf whack. I'll give the
Maybe want that smell.
the
for Joel
snap,
Embiid.
the snap, snapple, and pop, and all that other stuff.
You just made my nipples hard.
Because I could care less
No, but
what LeBron James thinks.
There's no realm where Joel Embiid or Draymond Green or LeBron deserves a golf clap.
No,
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm waiting for Stewart, the old Schweiger, and when he gets in, we'll have a little fun with him. But again, the NBA right now has to understand who the next guy up is. And if it isn't guys like Luka Doncic, which I believe he's one of the three, because even Giannis is getting up there in age, and he's already talking about maybe 3 more years of basketball, and he's going to walk away. He's not playing till he's 40. Giannis already said he's not. He's not doing that. So I expect that you're going to hear in the next 2 or 3 years, this guy is the new face of basketball. And I'm starting to think it's going to be Cooper Flagg, because I think the NBA wants to see that. Dallas is looking for a casino. The organization is looking for something to kind of give them something to look forward to and cheer for. I think Dallas is obviously the star and the home of the Dallas Cowboys. So maybe Cooper Flagg going over there and giving them another superstar with Dak, a.k.a. the critter himself, Prescott. Maybe we'll see something fun when it comes to basketball for the next 4 to 5 years as he develops. So that's all I care about. All right, let's go to my golf clap of the day.
This deserves a golf clap.
No doubt. Golf clap. Golf clap.
My golf clap of the day. I'm going to bring it up.
Where's it going to?
Well,
I don't know where this is going.
Well, it's going to go because I get a text from Fish and Speedy. Oh, maybe go here. I don't know if I should give it a golf clap because there's nothing to clap about. The golf clap of the day goes to Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson today gets a 4-year, $130 million contract from the New York Jets, $90 million guaranteed to make him the 3rd highest paid wide receiver in NFL history. What does that smell? Well, it smells like garbage, because here's the problem. As a Jet fan, I like Garrett.
I can't use that one now. Thank you.
The fact is, I like Garrett Wilson. I think he's going to be a great player. As we see what Justin Fields is going to do with him this year, as they played with each other in Ohio State. The problem is that he hasn't had one season that really comes off the charts. He doesn't have a Justin Jefferson season or Jamar Chase, those guys getting 1,500 yards. No, he's never hit those totals. And the Jets give him a 4-year, $130 million contract, which makes him the 3rd highest paid wide receiver in the NFL. It doesn't make any sense. And it shows you the incompetence of the organization and where the organization is heading. I would have probably given Sauce Gardner the money, that kind of money right now, instead of waiting. Maybe Sauce didn't want it.
What would you have paid him, though?
I would have paid him $100 million. That's what I would have given him. I would have given him $70 million guaranteed, because even though Garrett Wilson has had 1,000-yard seasons practically every single year since he stepped on a football field, the problem is he gave the Jets problems last year because he didn't like Aaron Rodgers. He gave the Jets problems that he was playing out of position. He also is a guy that speaks out, on social medias and the public eye, and doesn't really speak high praise of the Jets organization. He does speak very high on their new coach, and I give him a lot of credit for that, because he likes the fact that the Jets have put a guy in place that actually was a Jet. I just think you're overpaying a guy that really has not done it yet. He made that unbelievable catch last year, but nothing tells me that this guy is a top 5 wide receiver.
You don't think he's proved it?
No, he hasn't. He doesn't have top 5 wide receiver numbers. He doesn't even have top 10 wide receiver numbers. And that to me scares me when you're giving a guy the 3rd highest contract in NFL history, a wide receiver money like that. And $90 million guaranteed, almost $100 million in a 4-year span. I think they're overpaying, and I think they're really reaching. What happens if he goes down this year? What happens if he tears his ACL or his Achilles? What are they going to do with that contract? How are they going to kind of swing that? As a Jet fan has gone out there and attacked the Muhammad Wilkins signing. Remember that? Muhammad Wilkerson had one good
That was a tough sign.
He got a good year. He had his best year. He had 11 or 12 sacks, and he was complaining. I know Joe Benigno was going out there and crying about it. Oh, it hurts. You better sign that guy or I'm never going to be a Jet fan. Well, they signed him, gave him $80 million and $40-something million guaranteed. How did that contract work out? Well, that year that he got that contract, I think it was labrum or whatever, it was leg. He broke his leg, and he was never the same player. I got it, Tommy. I got it. The fact is, I know the situation for what the Jets are, and I've come to the conclusion that the Jets are an organization that really doesn't know what they're doing. Now, I'm not going to take shots at the GM because I still want to see what this GM is going to do when it comes to the big picture. But so far, this move makes no sense. I would have waited a year, see what him and Justin Fields puts up before you pay him this kind of money. I think it's going to come back and bite the New York Jets. So my golf clap of the day goes to the stupidity of the New York Jets. So good for them. It was stupid. It's a dumb move. Listen, I'm a Jet fan. I know Jet fans are not going to like the take. Just look at the numbers. The numbers don't lie, and it doesn't make any sense. So anyways, I'm done talking about the Jets until the season starts or OTAs start, which is about a week away, and then I'll do my complaining. By the way, I've been watching Jets One Drive, and I like Justin Fields. I like his personality. I love the coach. I love everything that's going on with the New York Jets. I think this was a reach. This is a big reach for the Jets, and it might cost them. It might come back and haunt them. So we'll see. I hope it doesn't. Hopefully he puts up those numbers, but it scares me. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wait until Mr. Schweiger comes on, so we're going to go right to Sound It Out.
Take roll here. Jay Quellen. Where's Jay Quellen at? No Jay Quellen here?
Do you mean Jacqueline?
Let's sound it out.
What you call me?
Sound it out.
You know what's crazy? Tommy's putting up all the board, and he probably forgot to press the button. He forgot that we're going into Sound It Out. So I'm getting all these things on the side and up front, and there you go. It's typical. It's typical. What are you doing over there? What are you looking at?
We're watching Stewart.
Is he coming in or what?
I texted him 3 times. I even messaged him on Facebook.
Did he know that we were supposed to come in today?
Yeah,
or
he did.
All right. Let's go. Sound it out.
Yeah, it looks like I'm frozen here.
Oh, he's frozen. He's a frozen time bomb, ladies and gentlemen. There he is. He's back again. It's a frozen tundra, as we always say. I will say this, and
We're supposed to go to the Sports Minute after this.
We're going to go to Sound It Out. Then we'll probably go to the Sports Minute. We're waiting for the old Schweitzer. But, Fish is, bad. It's bad internet. It's bad weather. What, you have to pee? And go on it. And go let it do sound.
As long as she's using dude wipes and taking care of my 2-hole, I'm good.
You could do whatever the hell you want, man. I don't care. As long as you know that your name is
Droba.
That's all I got to say about that. There we are. Are we ready?
So it's a little glitchy, but we'll deal with it. Let's get the music on for everyone's favorite game. Sound It Out. Phonics Schmonics. Errol's got it. Now, Errol, I decided to pick names that I've heard you mispronounce repeatedly on the show. And Jabba kind of stepped all over the segment a little bit earlier. Let's start off with the name that's on. Oh man, it's still not working. Well, let's see if we can't get it to appear correctly here for you. Doesn't look like it wants to. Doesn't look like it wants to work. Let's try again.
I'm singing a song. I'm terrible here. I am showing everybody my terrible singing voice. because we're waiting for something to go up that probably is not going to pop up. Who's winning the home run derby right now? Is James Wood actually going to make it to the next round? Seems like everybody's hitting more home runs than him. I hate going first. I hate watching.
All right. Errol, this is the name. He is the AL All-Star starter. Sound it out!
I'm going to go Tarek Skubal.
So that would be, Tommy, you're going to have to hit the buzzers because I just can't. I'm frozen here too much.
You might have to go in and out because, in and out, like there it is.
That is correct. You've pronounced him Tariq Screwball, like he's throwing a screwball for, I think, the entire time I've been on the show.
Kind of looks like a Tariq.
Tarek.
He looks like a Tariq.
It would be like you could say, I see how you could get that, but Screwball from Scooble, no, I don't know that part. But you did get it this time after much help from Jabba. I'm going to give Jabba the assist on that from earlier tonight. We're going to see if we can't get this thing to work.
Droba.
We're going to let it roll.
Droba.
And let's just hope for the best here on this thing. The next one, Errol, is another name that you've said tonight that you just never seem to get right. He's a former All-Star, pitched for the San Francisco Giants. I don't know if you could see it or not because I'm frozen over here.
Tarek Skubal. That's two for me.
No, definitely not working. I'll be
Blow my blackout.
What I would do is I would go in and out. That's what I would do. That's what I think you should do. There you go. Good job. It is learning, ladies and gentlemen. You could shut the music off. I will say this, and for all those people, including Jabba Chamberlain, oh, there he is. He popped right in, who is taking shots at Luka Doncic or any of the guys that they stick up for. Shame, shame, shame on you, because you're going to get a chance to see the one and only Luka Doncic at 20 pounds less of a man this coming year put up the numbers that you wouldn't even believe he would put up in a Lakers uniform. So I expect him. He's not going to go down as one of the top 5 players of all time. But I have to say it. I'm just very excited. Oh, there it is.
Errol, I've never heard you say this name correctly. Sound it out!
Tim Lincolnson. Lincolnson.
That is incorrect. Jabba, let him know.
Lincecum.
Tim
Lince wants to come.
Let's
go. Next one.
All right, this is an All-Star this year, Errol. He was added as a late replacement. He's a relief pitcher. Sound it out!
Adrian Morin. More John.
Nope. I was hoping you were going to say moron, but it's actually Morejón. Adrian Morejón. Morejón. Errol, 1 for 3 ain't bad. Good enough to make the All-Star team on tonight's Sound It Out.
Droba.
I told you I'm going to punch you in the face.
As anybody that knows me, I don't mind it. I don't mind it. So it's one of my favorites. So, anyways, that was Sounded Out, ladies and gentlemen. What do we? I guess we're gonna go to
Sports Minute.
Let's go to a Sports Minute. I need a break for a little bit, so we'll go to a Sports Minute. When we come back, maybe I don't know if Stuart's going to be on because it doesn't seem.
I've contacted him, and Nathan's tried to contact him too because he's got some contact info of his.
Stuart, what are you doing to us, man? This has happened before with Stuart.
Well, no, the first time the only time that happened was his friend passed away suddenly, like 2 days before we had him on. So I understand the circumstances. It was tough for him.
Be morbid. Thanks, Speedy. We appreciate that.
No, it was rough for him. It was his best friend.
Yes, I will say this. I don't like these. I know why baseball does this. They make these new All-Star hats every single year, and I last year I actually liked it. The pink one. It was actually nice. I got a pair.
These ones are nice this year. They're not bad.
I don't know. It's just they're trying to. Baseball's always trying to steal and make money from suckers like me who like to buy hats. Anyways, let's go to a Sports Minute. We gotta go. 3, 2,
This is the Jabba and the Mouth Sports Minute.
All right, guys. Aaron Fishman here with your Sports Minute. Got a few stories for you before we get into some scores. Well, actually, no scores. We'll talk about the Home Run Derby. But first, the Yankees are holding their collective breaths after ace pitcher Max Fried was lifted from Saturday's game after struggling through 3 innings due to issues with a blister on the index finger of his pitching hand. It's just a blister, Boone said on Sunday, so he'll be kind of leaning into all the modalities and all the tricks that you try and do to deal with blisters. Then we'll see how it lines up for what we want to line them up coming out of the break based on how that's recovered. Every case is its own thing, Fried said Saturday. Definitely didn't want to do too much where I wanted to catch it. Hopefully before it became real big, like it became a real big deal. It definitely was uncomfortable enough to the point where I didn't want to risk more, and it was going to affect my pitches. So yeah, just the next couple of days are going to be big in just being able to evaluate how long I need. The Yankees are hopeful of Fried not having to go on the IL, but at least they have the fortune of good timing, as Fried was already scheduled to skip the All-Star game and will have a chance to give the finger a little bit of a rest. Fried has suffered from blister issues in multiple times in his career, and the Yankees are hopeful he has learned how to manage through them if they're going to seriously contend in the second half of the season. Browns rookie running back Quinshon Judkins was arrested on a domestic violence and battery charge in Fort Lauderdale, Florida on Saturday. Judkins, 21 years old, who starred in the national championship win for Ohio State University this past season, was the 36th pick overall in the second round of the NFL draft this year. The Browns spokesperson said the team is aware and gathering more details, and the NFL as well is aware of the matter, but will decline further comment. That is according to a league official that told ESPN's Adam Schefter. The Browns will likely have to lean on Jerome Ford and fourth-round rookie Dylan Sampson, far more than expected this season after the latest news about one of the top running back prospects in this year's draft. In the arrest, officers responded to a residence at approximately 9 a.m. Eastern Time on Saturday on a delayed battery complaint and determined that battery had occurred, after which they contacted Judkins and took him into custody. CBS News Miami reported that the alleged incident happened last Monday, but wasn't reported until Saturday. Judkins will likely face both criminal punishment and at the very least, some sort of suspension from the NFL. And finally, the 49ers wide receiver Juwan Jennings wants to get paid after his breakout 2024 season. Jennings, coming off a 77-catch, 975-yard, and 6 TD season where he had only 1 drop, is demanding either a new contract or trade, which is a trend that started with now Steelers tight end Jonnu Smith. The 49ers would likely keep their Jennings on a $4.25 million cap figure for 2025, but may have their hands forced by Jennings, who is not expected to hold out, in much the same way the Niners were last summer forced their hand with Brandon Ayuk. Ayuk, who is on the mend from a torn ACL, is due to make $25 million next season. Jennings, who can make up to $7.5 million this season on his deal, wants some of that money, especially since the team moved on from Deebo Samuel this offseason. Stay tuned, as a reliable receiver may become available as we get into camp in the near future. Guys, we are coming at you live from on TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube on our Jabba and the Mouth handle, and on Facebook and Instagram under the Worldwide Sports Radio Network handle. Keep downloading on Apple Podcasts and watch us on Spotify, now in video. Make sure to like and subscribe to all our shorts, reels, TikToks, and longer videos that you see from us throughout the week. Now back to Errol, Jabba, and Speedy for our guest on Jabba and the Mouth.
Any questions?
What is this? We're back. This is the Jabba and the Mouth Show.
Lulu, my pinky is bigger than yours. I love Lita Ann. I like anal. Is that your cucumber, or are you happy to see me? Dildo.
631-672-3108 is the number to call. I don't know if you know what the name of the show is called, but if you don't, it's called Jabba in the Mouth. And if you haven't guessed, and you know what's crazy, and I could do the whole spurt thing and arguing and tell you my whole spiel in the beginning of the show. Every time I mention Jabba in the Mouth, they were like, oh, are you the Mouth? I'm like, duh. I mean, it's not Jabba. My name's not Jabba. So some people are just out there stupid. No offense, but every time I tell people and they're like, oh, I got to tune in. I know Jabba. And I'm like, who's the mouth? What do you think? I mean, it's just stupidity. By the way, you can check out our show by going to our website at www.worldwidesportsradio.com. Check out all our shows throughout the week, including the one and only, if you guys don't know, Jabba and the Mouth. Listen every Mondays and Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. If you don't, well, you definitely do and should. All you got to do is tune in and check out our local listings. Now, before we get into the next topic, which is probably Speedy's six-pack, I wanted to do this because we haven't gotten Stuart on. Our show is brought to you by Ice Shaker. Go to iceshaker.com and shop all their official licensed collections from Star Wars to Marvels and so much more. Enjoy free ship-on when you spend $50 or more. Go to iceshaker.com to check out all their great products and deals. And ladies and gentlemen, if you want your very own Jabba in the Mouth Ice Shaker, don't get the white one with silver. It doesn't look very good. But if you want it in all different colors, we can hook you up with it. You can get Jabba's ugly mug on one side and my beautiful head on the other. One way or another.
Hey, I'm ugly. You're the pretty one?
Somebody, if I'm the Mouth and you're Jabba, they got to figure out the prettiness. So I guess I'm the purple nurple, as we always said. We've had this argument before on the show. As if my superhero name was a superhero name, it would be the Purple Nurple. I wear a lot of purple. And Speedy would be the Purple Nipple because he likes to suck on.
No, we didn't bring that up to him.
Well, I do believe Cock-a-doodle-doo is definitely a sound to that. And speaking of cock-a-doodle-doo, we call this Speedy's six-pack.
Let's have a sixer.
Hey, who wants to play Drink the Beer?
It's time for the Speedy six-pack of the week.
Slicker.
So the theme for this week is the MLB draft that was just yesterday. There's will be a lot of purple involved in that.
That's called sex.
Many different reasons for a lot of different contests, including one that Goody likes and Errol paying homage to. All right.
I hope not.
Oh, there will be. All right, so the first one, as Fish likes to allude to.
This makes my pecker hard.
This is number 6.
We'll start with a team that had some purple uniforms that probably got the most headlines for the draft. They're not doing much in the season, but they drafted Ethan Holiday, the Colorado Rockies, at number 4, the son of Matt Holiday, who
he tastes himself.
In 2007, the same year that he won the Home Run Derby, and there's actually many pictures of him as a young kid that day. First top 5 pick that is the son of a former baseball player, and check out these stats: a .617 batting average, a 1309 slugging percentage, and 16 home runs in just 32 games. That's 0.5 home runs per game in his last year in high school baseball. So he is headed to the Colorado Rockies. Whoever wants to start, any thoughts on that?
It made sense to me.
I'll let you lick my butt.
After he fell to 4, the Rockies, that was their only choice, is to take him. And I think he has a better better structure than Jackson. I think he does.
Really?
Pulled it out of my ass.
And he's bigger than Jackson.
I'll let you lick my butt.
Errol, really? I just think his structure and everything that he does, like I like Jackson's game, but I think Ethan is bigger than him and can actually make some sense in the game.
I think Ethan, we'll see how he turns out to be. Obviously, Jackson hasn't had a good start. Now, he's still very young, and he will have a chance to develop. And Baltimore is not an organization that usually develops players, and when they do, they trade them away. I think Ethan is in a good position where, obviously, he has a chance to really be better than his brother. We'll see how he develops. He's got a great background of talent. His father was a great home run hitter, great hitter. Took a team, Colorado, to the World Series. Didn't win because they lost against Boston, but had a chance to win. And I think, obviously Ethan has a tremendous amount of ability. So we'll see how it all develops and how it pans out. I think both guys are going to have a very good chance to succeed in the major leagues.
Pretty surprising he fell to 4 is what I got out of it. I thought he was going to go number 1 for sure.
I said the same thing. I checked Scott Peterson.
By the way,
CBN.
By the way, another Long Islander was drafted at 38 or 39 to Detroit. The catcher.
He was 39.
Hop Hog, New York, and he's a catcher and has a chance to be a pretty good one too. So
nobody likes living in Long Island.
Well, nobody likes
number
living in Alaska.
number 5.
So this is probably why that it was surprised that Holiday fell to the outside of the top 3 is because there was a little bit of a surprise at number 1 by the Nationals. You guys mentioned it before. New GM. I'm taking over from Mike Rizzo. Who
Smell my ass.
Relieved of his duties last week. But Eli Willits was the number 1 overall pick. He's the youngest player in the draft. 17 years, 7 months old. So a lot of those guys didn't even finish high school.
He reclassified.
He reclassified, like you said, Java. It was a weird circumstance. So you probably should have waited until the 2026 draft, but decided to go in this year. The 4th shortstop in the last 10 years that I'm getting as the number 1 pick, and there'll be another one with shortstops later.
You know what I don't understand? There were a lot of shortstops drafted in the top 40, and the Yankees took one of them who fell to the Yankees, actually a good one. Why are the Yankees drafting every single year? It seems like the Yankees draft a shortstop. It doesn't make any sense.
You know, because you take a shortstop that he's the best defender on his team, so you play him wherever you can after that. So if he could play shortstop at a lower level, he could play anywhere in the infield you think. Maybe he's even could play center field for you. I think that just happens a lot in baseball. Jabba, maybe you could speak to that a little bit more.
No, and I agree with that. Like, you know, and my son is a short, 6'4", 215 pounds, and that's just kind of like the pedigree of what it is, right? And you get these guys that are 6'5", 6'6", and you know the Ellie Daly Cruzes of the world, and you know as we're watching the All-Star game and all of that stuff, it's just it's really like for me like the draft is such an anomaly, right? Because we have no idea. Like we didn't expect those first 2 picks. I'm going to tell you right now, you can talk to anybody that knows the game of baseball. We wouldn't expect Kai Willis to go 1 and Bremner to go to 2. Out of fucking Santa Barbara in the Big West to go over Cade Anderson. Like, no chance. Like, there's no way. There's no way.
Now, Jabba, he wasn't in. He was not in the number 2 pick. Was not in my 6-pack. But I was seeing it.
Breaking
was
news.
One of the biggest reaches.
Speedy, you're telling me Bremner was in your top 10?
No. I was reading about him. He was in the. He was like a 15th ranked guy, not a number 10.
I saw 18 for Bremner. I saw 18.
I hope not.
Openly.
Was it that drastic of a reach from what you've heard about him, Jabba? Like,
yeah, I think it's. I don't know what they were looking at from their side of like the draft part of it.
Enjoy.
But when I look at it, and I know the draft is such an anomaly.
Let's not.
But if I have an opportunity to take Cade Anderson out of the SEC, where he's faced that talent, if you're not going to take Seth Hernandez, it's a projectable arm, right? It's a projectile arm. And you're taking Bremner out of the Big West.
I don't care.
You had literally better choices.
Yeah, I'm not one to judge.
Would you have not have taken him?
No, I think Cade, with everything what I was hearing, was supposed to be that guy. I'm not as like bullish on like the conferences as much with like being a judgment of like this is the talent you face, because we've talked about it all the time in football too. How many quarterbacks that have played in weaker competition have still done well in the NFL, but
right.
As much as everything I was hearing about Cade, and I'm going to get to him in a bit, is he was the surefire best pitcher.
And it blew my mind. Like those first 2 picks, it was crazy. I was like,
I wouldn't piss on him if he was on fire.
Number 4.
Here's where I'll go to Cade. It's an easy transition up. He's the number 3 overall pick going to the Seattle Mariners. We seem to
draft
a lot of pitchers early in the draft too. They had the one year they drafted a good catcher, but it seems like they always draft a lot of pitchers too. One of them just came up this year, and Emerson Hancock, who was a top 5 pick, and he's kind of that 6th fringe guy in their rotation. But they draft another one in Cade Anderson. Java, check out these stats. 35 walks to 180 strikeouts. That's like 6 times the amount walk to strikeout ratio. And here it is. We talked about strikeouts per 9 innings earlier. 13.9 in 2024, and last year 13.6. Just true insanity. Obviously, putting up the numbers he did in the College World Series as well, leading LSU. As Goody loves that, and Errol came home with him wearing the Goodwood jersey.
Yes, I'm wearing the Goodwood jersey. And again, we're talking about prospects. We don't know what these guys are going to turn out to be. And obviously, the development of where they go, it's all depending on what organization they go to. There are certain organizations you don't want to go to, a.k.a. the Athletics, that, you know, they bring up players. Some of them, very few of them transition into any good or any decent
Especially
players.
starting pitchers.
But most of them are just absolutely doo-doo. They're crap, as we've seen over the years. There are organizations like the Angels, another organization that don't. The last guy that they really brought up that turned into anything was Mike Trout. I mean, they just don't. They don't know how to draft. So it really, Detroit's been really the organization you want to look at and you want to play for, because they have developed very, very well. Seattle also another organization that develops. Cleveland over the years developed players. So that's what you want to see. So, and then there's up and coming places like Cincinnati that look like they're getting jump started over the last 2-3 years. So the Yankees have always been an organization where you want to go. And even though they're another organization that doesn't develop very well, they're a good organization because they're most known and they're very respected, not only in professional baseball, but professional sports.
Yeah, you mentioned the Seattle Mariners done a great job developing pitching recently as well. Like I said, a lot of high draft picks, and Cincinnati, another one. Cincinnati, another one.
I love Lisa Ann.
Ryan Wu flew under the radar for a while. He was not a big name prospect. He's having a tremendous year. Was no hitting the Yankees for a couple while last week, but having a great year.
Through 7 innings.
Yeah, 7 innings. Yeah.
Breaking news. I need Brittany also.
Cincinnati, another one that I think has been unlucky with injuries. In Detroit, like Errol was mentioning, if they didn't get so unlucky with a lot of injuries in the beginning, if this farm system might have happened 2 years even earlier.
You think it would have been earlier than that if they
had AC Mize was stopped back by injuries. He's very good now. Matt Manning was another one that was good for the beginning of his career. I think he had multiple Tommy John surgeries, and they had a lot.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, so I think they could have been this good. Like what the 2024 version of them probably could have been that in 2022. It's a lot faster. If it wasn't, they had a lot of prospects that were really unlucky with injuries. Not that other organizations don't, but a lot of good ones.
All right, number 3.
Let's shift to the local teams. So the Yankees first round.
I am a legend.
Dax, the first pick they made, Dax Kilby. This is a stat that actually was a high percentage among draft prospects this year. He has his 60-foot speed, so running base to base, was in the 99th percentile among all draft picks this year, which, Java, like you're talking about, maybe a lot of shortstops get drafted early with the speed that they have. And
they were surprised he felt the way that he did.
Yeah, and I guess you're maybe thinking that kind of thing because
that's the draft, though. That's the draft.
And we're seeing more often with maybe even infielders converting to center. Some experiments don't work.
You know what they compare him to? His skill is Jacoby Ellsbury. Now, hopefully, he plays more consistent than Jacoby Ellsbury. Jacoby Ellsbury was also a center fielder. This kid's a shortstop. But his bat speed, his ability to run, the things that he does very, very well on a baseball field, they compare his skill to Jacoby Ellsbury. Now, Jacoby was a really good player early in his career until he came to the Yankees. Then he completely fell flat on his face. So I'm hoping that he's a Jacoby Ellsbury type of player. But they're saying that he should have been at the late teens, early 20s, and he fell all the way to the Yankees in the 30s. So very surprised. And the Mets passed up on him, which I was surprised too. So
I didn't get why the Mets passed on him. I didn't get that. That didn't make sense to me. Like, and I understand like the draft and understand like when he was going through free agency, because that was that year in 2012 when, you know, Verlander was going for the Triple Crown and MVP and all that stuff. And what he hit, like 330, it was like 31 or 32 homers, 33 maybe. But he was like a different bird. Well, we found out why he was a different bird.
He said a different
and
bird. I saw Jurassic Park yesterday.
He was somebody I was never scared of. like because I knew he had 1 year where he was good. He was salvageable through his other years, right? I never worried about that guy. Like I didn't like. I knew when I faced him, I was like, I'm good. Like, I'm gonna throw a fastball away. Probably gonna throw a slider in there. Good.
He wasn't Adam Lynn. You never had to worry.
Oh no! As soon as it was like, oh shit, we're facing Adam Lynn. Nope, I'm out. Like, don't put me in against that guy because he's probably gonna hit a homer.
He's probably going to home run or stick his thumb up his
Java, what would happen if we ended up getting Adam Lynn on this show? You
Yeah, I
think
got
he would know
double
his
dip.
career stats on you?
Oh, 100%. Like, and Lynn's such a great dude. Like, and I'm actually I'll reach out to him because I love when we have this conversation on our shows.
I'd take shit.
Like guys, like Lynn would literally like. I tried to backdoor a curveball to him, and he
I gave up
3-run homer off me, and I'm like, I tried to do the best I could.
He likes to backdoor everybody, as we all
But
know.
he just knew, like he owned me. He owned me.
He owned him, backdoor wise.
And I was like, you know what? I ain't sorry. I'm like, please take me off this.
Take him, backdoor, gave up the booty, all that stuff.
100%.
Number 2.
All right, number 2, we'll shift to the Mets. They passed up on Kilby to draft Mitch Voigt.
Again, I don't understand it. Okay.
Yes, he goes 38 overall. He was allegedly a two-way player his first 3 years first year at Wisconsin, then the last 2 years at Michigan.
And said he should have been in the 50s or 60s.
But did not pitch this last year. So that was supposed to drop his
But they
value.
took him as a pitcher, right?
They took him allegedly to try to redevelop his pitching. They say they're going to do that. I don't know how much I would necessarily trust that. That's what they're going for. Is they're hoping that he can hit like a Jacob deGrom to be that kind of hit. But the odds of that are not happening. Now deGrom was not a high prospect either. Montero and Matt Harvey got all the hype at that time, and obviously that didn't pan out. But here's one stat for him: he has 93% exit velocity to hits out of the infield, which means he's on a lot of his line drive hits, singles and doubles.
Stop selling something that nobody gives a crap about. The fact is, the Mets should never have passed up on the shortstop. They had a chance to get him. This guy fell as he did in the draft. You draft the best guy on the board. That's baseball. You don't know what these guys are going to turn out to be. This guy might turn out to be a sensational pitcher, but you get the best and the most important piece to the puzzle. And this guy's a shortstop who can steal bases, hit for average, has an unbelievable swing. That's the way the Mets should have went. Pitching, you're reaching at the pitching position. And this guy, we don't even know if he's going to be a pitcher. He could actually play in the field. Right. He could fall off the grid. I think this is reaching. Bad move for the New York Mets. Made no sense.
Yeah, the Mets have had a lot of trouble developing homegrown positions. It's been a big problem for over a decade.
Okay, so let me ask both of you, where do you think in obviously being a part of it, but where do you think that where they can't develop them? Is it communication? Is it them having more presumptuous expectations of what they are?
They do.
Or why don't they do that?
Statistics.
There is a level of hype that I think a lot of the Mets prospects when in the field have had, because they are always developing. The young pitching was always their strength, and throughout their history they've developed good pitching. But their position players.
You said statistics, Errol.
Yep.
And Speedy just being smart as he is in the game. Why is there not more feel of how the guys pitch, or how they go about their things? Because my spin rate wasn't great. Why did I play 11 years in the big leagues?
Because you liked it in the
back. I knew how
door.
to get people out. I knew how to get people out.
Oh yeah, that's a level.
There was eyes on it. There was eyes on it. So that's.
I'll let you lick my butt.
There's a level of smart pitching, and that's the thing I've always taken a shot to Noah Syndergaard for. Because Noah Syndergaard had 5 pitches and only used 2 of them much of his career, the last 3 years of his career. And that's, I think, more on him than it is the Mets' actual player development type thing. I think that's more on Syndergaard as a player himself.
But at the same time, too, you can't say it's only on us as a player.
No, not every
But
circumstance.
why wouldn't you be like, go do go and do? You're the best because we drafted you in this situation, right?
Right. I'm saying
But
more.
why wouldn't you pitch with what you have and only use a certain? And I don't need your velocity, spin rate, all the other shit. At the end of the day, I could give two damn shits about anything.
I'd take shit.
You give me outs and you show it, I can stand in front of fish. I can stand in front of you. I can stand in front of Arrow. If we're playing in a baseball game,
Just make my nipples hard.
get outs.
That's what I want to differentiate with the pitching development. And
I got the bubble gum.
the way the Mets have done it with their hitting. I think a lot of times they've done it with their hitting. They've tried to put them in circumstances because they've been a bad team for a while that they're kind of being the face of the franchise right away. A lot of pressure.
It's too much with statistics. I think that's what the Mets are doing. They brought in a new
They're
owner,
sitting over analytical.
and they're using the analytics to think that this guy they're going to be able to change him by using all the analytics and all the opportunities that they have with statistics that they have. They have all these mathematical guys, as Cohen has really put it together over the last couple of years. Maybe it's worked, but I think you're reaching with these statistics, and you don't know what these guys are going to really transition into.
I agree with you 100%. Like, and I love the fact of there's and we've talked about, there is such an avenue for analytics, but there's also an eye on the game, right? Remember when Snell was playing for the Rays and they took him out in the 6th inning because he had 90 some pitches, and they lost the game. Have a feel for the game. Have a feel for what you see. I sucked. On paper, I was terrible.
That's why they liked Philip Hughes. They didn't like Jabba. They wanted Philip Hughes. Ian Kennedy. They were like, screw this guy, this fat guy from Nebraska who we drafted in the first round. You know, they wanted the Phil. They wanted the U baby. They wanted the U baby.
Phil was before me though, ding dong.
Yeah, well, I know, and he was a crybaby. He definitely did a lot of that too. So
I love Phil. He is definitely soft. Definitely soft.
I like anal.
And number one.
You guys kind of touched on it earlier. So it was a record-setting first round for the shortstop position. 15 out of the 32 first-round picks were shortstop, which is the most in MLB history. It broke the record by 4. 11 were drafted in 2023. So what are the? I know you mentioned the athleticism, the speed. You think that's the main reason for the circumstances?
Shortstop is the hardest position to play in professional baseball. It is.
You're an absolute bull-faced lie.
And that's why because you could transition a shortstop to the outfield because he's a great yes. I believe the shortstop.
You're saying that's the hardest position?
Hardest defensively, yes. The hardest defensively to play. And
So you're selling every catcher out. That's the hardest position.
No, I understand what you're going to say because he's the coach's ear and he's the coach's eye. But the hardest
way.
The hardest.
That's the best athlete. That's the best athlete.
I think the shortstop is the best athlete. And
best athlete. I'm agreeing with you. But
that's why.
Can you say
because you can transition, but that's what I'm saying. You could transition a shortstop to another position. And these guys that we've seen that was drafted this year are all guys that have very good strengths and less weaknesses. That's why if you look at the shortstops in this year's draft, now this is not what a cutthroat draft. I mean, there were 3 good players in this draft. And watch, maybe one of them actually turns out to be a star. What I'm trying to say is there's more shortstops that were drafted this year because there are a lot of athletes. Look at the Yankees. Look at the kid that they drafted. He fell all the way to them, and he should have been drafted in the higher teams. He was a Volpe. Volpe was drafted, 19? I think he was 19th in the draft or 18th. He was 21. Supposed to be. Was it 21? I don't even know.
I think Volpe was 21.
I don't know. I thought it was 19 or 18 where he was drafted, maybe even less. But that's where
30th pick in 2019.
All right,
I knew him.
So I heard that this kid should have been 18, 19, somewhere in the late teens. Where he was drafted. Why he fell off, nobody knows. Even when I was watching it, I was in Miller's Ale House. I was listening to them. Nobody knows.
They said I had a degenerative knee. I had bone replacement surgery when I was a sophomore in college, and I was in the big leagues in 2.5 months. And they were like, "What did we miss? What did we miss?" I'm like, I don't know.
This kid's from Georgia too, so I remember he came from Georgia. So and usually good good Atlanta kids, baseball players that come from Atlanta are pretty damn good. So maybe the Yankees got it right. Maybe they hit gold, like getting him and him falling. The Mets were absolutely stupid not drafting him.
He'll be.
It makes no sense.
He could be. He could be a me for sure, 100%.
All right, we go.
All right. So, Josh, I want to read his comment. Only one number one in the history is in the Hall of Fame. Drafted baseball is always a crapshoot. 17-year-old. Yeah, I think it was just surprising, like that young for the.
Is that Griffey?
Number one overall.
I'm assuming he's saying
I would imagine
Griffey.
So. Yeah,
It's Griffey, isn't it?
He was 17 years old when he was drafted, so.
Yeah.
I also like this comment here. I guess the tune jied for Jazz in the Derby. How many he ended up finishing with?
Three.
It was only
Three
three.
home
It
runs.
was terrible.
Dude, nobody thought that Chizzy Jizzy was going to win, including yours truly. And yes, Josh, it was great.
It was plus 600.
Griffey in 87.
You got to put money on it.
I wasn't wasting my money or my
Hey,
time.
Fish, you know what's crazy too? And you guys, so Mike Harkey, who's still the bullpen coach, he was in that same draft, Cal State Fullerton. He was supposed to go number 1 overall with Griffey. Did a backflip and blew his knee.
That's terrible.
He was a gymnast. His son played for the His son played for the St. Louis Rams, and he is one of my favorite people in the world. And
Who was the football player? Harkey, you said?
Yeah, Mike Harkey.
That was
His
his
son
son's
played.
name too?
No,
It's a honky.
his son played for the Rams. Son played for the Rams.
Somebody needs to honk, right, Speedy?
It's gross. I don't know if a car horn honking has a smell, but okay.
Disturbing.
Yeah, so Corey's his son. Yeah.
99% of the world would too.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we might as well get into King of the Hill.
Here's the King of the Hill.
This, Bobby, is the belt line. You never, ever hit below that.
Not that kind of King of the Hill, you dumb. Ready? Are you ready? This is King of the Hill.
Yeah, because the word jizz is really structured.
Okay.
Apparently.
Let's get the music on for King of the Hill. Let's get Aaron in here on this one.
Get in here, Aaron.
I will play as well. I don't know how good my graphics are going to be tonight. I don't know what's
You're doing
slowing
MLB,
down.
right?
But we are going to stay in baseball, considering it's the only sport going on right now. We will go with the peasant fight. So again, we will all take on Errol. Errol is our reigning king. So basically,
this is baseball, I'm going to destroy Errol today.
Our tired king. Let's go.
is his tired king. The king is weak. I will be playing as well since we only have 3 contestants. So it'll be 4 contestants like always. Peasant fight is the first round. Best power hitters since the year 2000. So again, has to be since the year 2000. Could be a guy that played before that, but we're really trying to focus on 2000 forwards, not someone who did a lot in the 90s. No, these are the only competitors. Everyone else asked out. So here we go. I'll go last. We'll start down at the bottom with Aaron, then Speedy and Job, and I'll go end the round and go back for 2. Aaron.
All right. Off the top of my head, when you said power hitters, Jason Giambi. I mean, look, but it was before my time, but one of those. It's just the one that came straight to my head. I'm gonna go with Jason Giambi with my first one. Not a crazy one, but I'm gonna stick with him. Keep it low key.
Speedy.
All right, I'll steal the obvious one. Why not? Barry Bonds, 73 home run season.
Jason Giambi? Come on,
762.
Aaron.
He set record in 2007, and obviously breaking Hank Aaron's record, who was 755, and still extended it even to that day. He probably hit more home runs in the decade than a lot of guys did in their careers. Obviously, that season was the biggest one. We're still seeing if anyone can catch. So Barry Bonds, not this one here.
Jabba.
I'm going to be an asshole. I got to take Aaron Judge. have to in
Why
what
is
he's
it
done. And, obviously doing what he has done in the amount of time that he's done, coming up late in his career and not being like a real like first round draft pick, like being to the forefront of everything. It took him a while. And to see him I'm not sold on him. His numbers are sold on himself. I'm not sold on him yet. I'm really not. But he's in the conversation. He's in this conversation.
All right, me for 2. Well, I'll take guys whose numbers I am sold on. I'll start with Albert Pujols, because Albert Pujols had a 10-year stretch, the first 10 years of his career.
Damn it, you took mine.
That he dominated. He's got, I believe, more home runs than all but 5 players ever. So I would take Albert Pujols. He was also a 300 hitter for the first half of his career. He was absolutely unstoppable. The second guy I'm going to take killed me as a Yankees fan for a long time. I'm talking about Big Papi.
Who you're going. Yep.
Big Papi has to be mentioned if you're going to talk about guys from since 2000. Man,
what a great my dad's favorite player.
If you can serve it up and say you have an advantage over Mariano Rivera, you're an elite few company. Big Papi. Jabba!
We did steroids, by the way.
Well,
never was charged for it.
That wasn't part of the criteria on this list.
Should have been.
All right, back to Jabba.
I'm gonna go Miggy. Miggy for me was one of the hardest hitters I ever had to get out, and to hit over 500 homers and to hit over 300. Not only was it homers, he could hit you gap to gap. He played third base. He played first base. Miguel Cabrera is in that conversation of in this realm. Top 10 of everything that he's done. Was he not great defensively? No. He was serviceable. But when you faced him at the plate, it was different. It was different.
Speedy!
All right, I'll go to home injury. Your point, Fish. Another guy on the Red Sox, Manny Ramirez, had 551, I believe, career home runs, and one of the best playoff hitters as well when it came to the home run. Did it with the Red Sox for a very long time, helping him break the curse along with, like you said, this Big Papi. Obviously, Dodgers' tenure wasn't as good, but still it's some productive season, and still was able to get over 550 career home runs. Yeah, there's always going to be steroid questions with him, but I can't go wrong with having to pick Manny Ramirez.
Aaron for 2.
So my first pick, I'm gonna go with A-Rod. I mean, look, you could say almost 700 home runs.
Aaron, I knew you were gonna do a Yankee. I knew you would.
I had to, and well, obviously A-Rod it's unspoken. But then honestly, I'm gonna go with someone I obviously watch now with another Yankee, Stanton. Look, I mean, he gets injured a lot.
Over there.
Power, he just absolutely crushes the ball. He's considered just a...
You're going playoff Stanton. You're not going regular season Stanton.
But you know what, man? He hits the ball hard. That's the power hitter.
I get it. I get it.
Every single direction. You know what I mean?
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
All right, Speedy.
All right, I'll round it out with just recently inducted into the Hall of Fame, Adrian Beltre, close to 500 home runs. I don't think he quite got there, but obviously doing with so many different teams. I give him a lot of credit with like doing it all different ballparks too. Dodgers, when he came up as a young player too, that was a very heavy pitching ballpark at Dodger Stadium, and then doing it with Texas as well. He had the 1 year with the Red Sox, and again, doing it all throughout his career for about a 20-year span before he ended up retiring is fantastic. Almost 500 runs. Gotta go Beltre.
And Jabba.
You're gonna lose this one, and Speedy, I know you are great at these. But the fact that you guys didn't bring Jim Tomei up.
Oh, he stole him from me. Oh.
612 homers. And literally one of the nicest human beings in the planet. And I can say he never got a home run off of me.
Dracula.
Gary Sheffield was another one for me, but it's like I get so involved, especially when we go into baseball sides, but to do it in the way that Jim Tomei did it, as humble and as proud as he was, and just to be one of the greatest dudes. There's nobody better.
Bag of donuts over there.
And he hit over 600 homers. Sorry about your guys' luck.
I farted.
Sorry.
Well, there's luck, and then there's
where you going, Fish?
And then there's guys who come up when they're 20 years old and are the best player in baseball immediately, and then has a decade where he's unstoppable. He's 5 home runs away from 400 right now. I'm talking about Mike Trout. Mike Trout has to be on every single list of anything from 2000. He was a one-of-a-kind player. I would say maybe his swing didn't look like it, but the way he was built physically, 6'1", 6'2", with no neck, all muscle, all trap, like Mickey Mantle,
and he's
played
from
the
New
game
Jersey.
like it.
Shut up.
From New Jersey, but South Jersey. That's different. They say like pork roll down there. Nobody gives a shit about those people in South Jersey and their Eagles fans, all those trashy South Jerseyans. But Mike Trout, certainly one of the greats of all time. Errol, who's moving on to the joust?
I forgot about Jeff Bagwell, too. He's pretty good.
Bagwell, yeah, for sure.
I'm going to go Speedy and Jabba.
Speedy and Jabba? All right, let's move on, Aaron. You can pop out. Great effort. I will stay up here in the corner. And we
thing I did.
I thought mine were pretty good. I'm not going to lie, but
yours was.
Yeah, no, yours were great.
All right, here we go. Jabba, as a pitcher, you're going to have fun with this one.
Oh.
Who threw the best changeup of all time? So we got this one. It'll be back and forth. Not going to go twice in a row on this round since it's just the two of you guys. Errol, tell us who is going first.
I'll go. All right, I'll go with that's one that I remember seeing when I was a kid. That was Johan Santana with the circle change when he was with the Twins. Won a Cy Young, I believe, in 2003 or 2004. And again, it really kind of elevated the circle change as being a main type of pitch for a lot of these younger pitchers down the road. That's the best one I've seen. I got to go him.
Jabba!
You're literally like, are you not forgetting Greg Maddux? Greg Maddux, like, not only throw a two-seamer, but change-up-wise, to be able to do both of those things, he was so great at everything that he did in his change-up because he wasn't a 95 guy. He was a change-up guy that he pulled and plowed. That's what he did. And his change-up was crazy. He tried to show me how to do it. Had no freaking idea. I was like, I'll try. I think I threw 10 change-ups probably in the big leagues, and I think 2 of them are still going.
2 in the pink and 1 in the stink.
Greg,
also a circle
Greg
change guy, right? It was a circle change job that Maddux
He was off harness, so
Okay.
he wasn't.
I need a magnifying glass.
So when I say off harness, like that's 4-seam. So Greg was on the side, but he wasn't full circle.
Interesting. All right. Speedy!
All right, I'll go back to the 90s, 2000s. Pedro Martinez, I'll go with him as obviously having the many different teams.
He had the longest fingers in the game.
Well, yeah, that'll help when throwing a changeup to do it in a lot of different directions that he did. When he was with the Mets, he obviously had more of a downward drop to it, but when he was with the Expos and the Dodgers before that, and with the Red Sox, he rotated left and right, many different with grips. So I'll go Pedro Martinez, number 2.
Jabba!
And I'm gonna kill you on that too, and I'm going to go in the same realm. Tom Glavine. Tom Glavine was literally left-handed, won over 300 games. Finished, obviously, with the Mets. But never threw hard, exactly like Maddux did. But you look at exactly what he did, and his splits on the same time, left and right-handed, played 22 years. And literally changed up people to death. his changeup when he threw it was 49%. It was diabolical. Like I wish I could throw a changeup. My son's best pitch
Ball bag.
is a changeup. And those two dudes were unbelievable to me.
Speedy.
All right, I'll round it out with a Yankee that had a very good one. Obviously, he played more of his career with the Orioles, but Mike Mussina had a very good one as well. Obviously, it kept it going for quite a while. Kind of later in his career, had to keep it going with the Yankees, to be able to be effective with breaking the trends with the off-speed pitches. But I only got to see him with the Yankees. I wasn't alive for watching baseball, him with the Orioles at the time, but that was always a pitch he relied on, especially with the Yankees later in his career.
And Jabba to finish it.
Well, you don't like Moose relied on his curveball early. And I'm gonna go kind of new school in this one. Tim Lincecum.
Okay.
And 2 Cy Youngs. Was a fastball curveball guy. But what people don't understand, how good those 2 pitches were because that he could throw a changeup. And just to show it. And you want to go power rankings, you want to do anything, he's literally in the top 10 in all of it. I wanted to go Ubaldo Jimenez too. That was another one. But those 3, I think, just literally they were so different in how they just compartmentalized how I'm supposed to do this. And it made them better. And that's what they did. And that's exactly what they did. And that's why I don't know if Lincecum's getting the Hall of Fame.
Probably not.
But Maddox and Glavine, no better changeup.
I would say there's only one name I was expecting here I didn't hear, which was Trevor Hoffman. Trevor Hoffman made his whole career on the
It was a split. It wasn't a changeup. It was
they called it a changeup, though.
No, it was a split.
What would you call it?
You go look at his videos. It's not a changeup.
You guys forgot one that's still playing in the game, and that's Jacob deGrom, who has probably the best changeup in the game.
But it's a split. It's not a changeup.
Jabba, explain to me what the difference is when we say it, because the
split is your fingers are separated. A changeup is a changeup. Those are different.
No, Jacob deGrom has the best changeup in baseball.
Yeah, his is a change.
It was a split.
No, Jacob deGrom is a change.
He was this way. It's the same thing that Ian Kennedy did. It's the same thing that. It's not a full-blown change.
It's kind of like somewhere in between is my understanding. It's like a split. I've heard it called a split change.
Like we talk about all the time as Yankees fans. Airbender. What he does is he pronates. He pronates. And that's what he does. But it's a changeup. It's not a split.
Interesting. Errol, who's moving on to take on the king?
I like the Mussina. I like Pedro Martinez. I'm going to go with Speedy Pete.
All right. Speedy moves on. Everyone else back in to the heads-up competition for voting rights in here. If you didn't like it earlier, if you were voted down, time to get your retribution against the king. Come back in, everybody. And here it is. Best Home Run Derby champs of all time. Yes, the Derby is on right now. They are getting close to the finals. Looks like Junior Caminero is going to be one of the finalists. Not sure where they're at on the other side of the bracket yet. Could be Cal Raleigh or someone else. Errol, would you like to go first or second?
I'm trying to think. If I give it to...
First of all, I won that, by the way. There's no chance you thought Speedy won that. No chance.
Yeah, I did. I thought Speedy... I think Speedy did a good
Pedro
job.
might have had the greatest changeup of all time. Pedro's was unbelievable.
I mean, what? Tell me why. Tell me why.
You tell me Greg and Tom Glavine?
Tell me why.
Really?
I'm not a big Tom Glavine supporter. So that's the only
You don't have to be the best
I got it.
fan of them. But did he win 300 games? How many did Pedro win? Not as many as Tom Glavine.
I got it.
Not as many as Tom Glavine. Sorry.
All right.
All right, I'm out.
I know you.
I'm going.
I am a legend.
You are.
Errol, who's going first?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 19. I'm gonna go with Ken Griffey Jr. hitting the warehouse. I'm gonna go with that one. 3-time home run derby champion. Obviously, what he did was just unbelievable. Put a towering display at the high fence at Baltimore. So I'm gonna go with Ken Griffey.
All right, I'll go with one we talked about a lot on this show. That's Josh Hamilton doing what he did at Yankee Stadium. Yes, Jabba, I know he didn't win. I actually picked Justin Morneau that year. But...
Speedy, the rule was champs of all time.
Oh, it was specifically champs. Okay. All right, then I'll shift it to the Prince Fielder one in 2009. A couple years later, to a great duel with Nelson Cruz in that one. That was a difficult one. Cruz was a young player at the time, and Prince Fielder, I think, had the most at the time 450-foot home runs, I think, since the steroid era. So I'll go with Prince Fielder for the first one.
All right, Errol.
I'm gonna go with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. I'm gonna go with him. Obviously, he holds the record of home run derby in 2019 with 91 home runs, right over Josh Hamilton in 2008. So I'm gonna go with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. 2019.
Yeah, I'll round it out with that steroid era one in 2000 with Sammy Sosa, Turner Field in Atlanta too. At the time, obviously different times, but again, the competition he had to face that year and being able to beat it out with all the steroid era and still having one of the highest totals that lasted for a while until Josh Hamilton broke it in 2008, even though he didn't win.
Why was Josh Hamilton not in the conversation?
He didn't win. It was only champions.
It was only technically a champion, not overall performance.
At the same time, you still have to put him in the conversation.
I know, but we talked about it. But
well, I went with Ken Griffey Jr. because he won in '94.
Yeah. So I mean, Errol, I've already kind of tipped my hand. Once you say Ken Griffey Jr., I'm voting for you.
I'm going. Wait, I didn't give my final one.
Go ahead. I thought you already went.
No, I didn't give my third one. Right? It's 3. Right?
3.
Yeah. Bobby Abreu, 2005. I mean, what he did in 2005 sets record home runs, 24 in the Derby. And by the way, he had 41 in 2005. So 41, and he hit 24 in one of the rounds. So I'm going to go with Bobby Abreu. So.
And I'll round it out with the that duel that you were talking about with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. He ended up ousting him out the 1 year, but then Pete Alonso wins it the next year too. He set the record in 2021 before he ended up keeping the streak going after that. I think he was out of the years one of the rounds, but Pete Alonso doing it as a young player. Vlad, I think that year was an 8 too, which was crazy too. And he ended up going all the way to the finals. I think knocked out Julio Rodriguez, but Pete Alonso ended up ousting him out had to compete with all that combined total.
All right. Speedy confused me because he said he was rounding it out when there was still another round left. Guys, I am going with Errol on this one. A couple of names that I didn't hear that I remembered growing up, the big ones that I really liked. The Sosa one was great, but the Griffey won a couple of times.
Yeah.
Frank Thomas, he won 3 times Griffey. Frank Thomas had a legendary performance as well. I think the other one that we didn't hear that I loved was Robinson Cano, because I love Robinson Cano when he won his. But that's pretty much it. I'm going with Errol. Go to Aaron for your vote.
I'm also going to go with Errol. But Errol, real quick, you said for Vlad for 2019, he didn't win in 2019, did he not?
I think he did win in 2019.
He didn't.
He won in 2023. He won in
2023. Was the one
he didn't win in 19.
Well, he hit 91 home runs in that.
No, yeah, I was just confused. He said 2019.
I'm still going with Vladimir Guerrero. 2023.
He doesn't even know. He doesn't even know.
And Jabba, your vote.
I got Speedy.
Of course you.
Well, it's 2-1. We're going. Errol gets to keep the crown another week. Speedy, closest you've been, but the king stays. the king.
Once
again on King of the Hill.
Let's go to a sports minute. It's
This is the Jabba and the Mouth Sports Minute.
All right, guys, welcome back to another Sports Minute. Aaron Fishman here, giving you a few stories, and then I'll update you what's going on in the Home Run Derby. Long-time star defensive tackle Ndamukong Suh has announced his retirement from the NFL. Suh, who's 38, announced his retirement on the one-year anniversary of his father's passing. On a long post on Twitter on Saturday. Before he passed, he gave me one final piece of advice. It's time to let football go. You've done everything you set out to do. Now it's time for the next chapter. That conversation stayed with me. So today, 1 year later, I'm honoring that wish. I'm officially retiring from the NFL. Suh made it clear in his post how important his father was to his playing career and his following in his and Father Time's advice in stepping away from the game. Suh played in the NFL for 13 seasons after being the number 2 overall pick in the 2010 draft for the Lions. Suh won a championship with the Bucs in 2020, played for the Lions, Dolphins, Rams, Bucs, and Eagles. He hadn't played since 2022, but he was a 5-time All-Pro, routinely considered one of the dirtier players in the league, fined hundreds of thousands of dollars, and also played in Super Bowls for 3 different franchises, and is a possible Hall of Famer despite his reputation. Former Magic point guard Cole Anthony, who was traded recently to the Memphis Grizzlies in the Desmond Bane deal before the NBA draft, agreed to a buyout with Memphis, making him a free agent. Anthony, who was acquired alongside Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, a first-round pick swap, and 4 first-round unprotected picks in the trade for Bane, is a cap casualty of the Grizzlies, who are trying to make the math work after extending Jaren Jackson Jr. on a 5-year, $240 million max deal. It is being reported that Anthony will attempt to sign with the Bucs when eligible, as they will likely need a point guard help after stretching and releasing Damian Lillard, who tore his Achilles in the playoffs this year. And finally, the golf carting death of John Elway's former agent has been ruled an accident, and no charges will be filed against Elway, who was driving the vehicle. It's over. Elway's lawyer, Bianco, told the TV station on Friday, "We've talked to everyone involved, and we found nothing new. There was nothing criminal. It was what we've been saying all along, that this was a tragic accident." The deceased, Jeff Spearbeck, who was 62, was standing on the back of the golf cart driven by Elway when he fell off and sustained fatal injuries. "I'm absolutely devastated and heartbroken by the passing of my close friend, business partner, and agent, Jeff Spearbeck," Elway said in a statement after his death. "There are no words to truly express the profound sadness I feel with the sudden loss of someone who has meant so much to me. My heart and deepest sympathies go out to Jeff's wife, Corey, his children, Carly, Sam, and Jackson, and everyone who knew and loved him. Jeff will be deeply missed for the loyalty, wisdom, friendship, and love he brought into my life and the lives of so many others." Spearbeck was Elway's manager since 1990 and represented over 100 players in his 3-decade career as an agent and business advisor. Right now, looks like we are in the finals of the Home Run Derby. Looks like we have O'Neal Cruz. Actually, looks like semifinals. O'Neal Cruz versus Cal Raleigh with a chance to face Junior Caminero in the finals. Guys, we are streaming live on TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube on the Jabba and the Mouth handle, and on Facebook and Instagram under the Worldwide Sports Radio Network handle. Keep downloading on Apple Podcasts and watch us there and on Spotify, now in video. Make sure to like and subscribe to all our shorts, reels, TikToks, and longer videos throughout the week. Now back to Errol, Jabba, and Speedy for our next segment on Jabba and the Mouth.
Any questions?
What is it? We're back. This is the Jabba and the Mouth Show.
I gave up food. This makes my pecker hard. As long as she's using dude wipes to take care of my 2-hole, I'm good. He takes himself. What about skid mark? I got the bubble gum.
631-672-3108 is the number to call. You're listening to the one and only Jabba and the Mouth. I'm your host, Errol Marks, my co-host, Jabba Chamberlain, and the Speedster. Executive producer, Aaron Fishman. Our board ops, Mr. Tommy Poops himself. Nick is still working out over there at the baseball game. We'll see if he could pop in one way or another. Thank you to Aaron for joining us. Jake's right now in the back room. The old Nith, our PR guy, he's playing with himself there too.
What about skid marks?
Yes, as he always does. And ladies and gentlemen, You can go to our website at www.worldwidesportsradio.com. Check out all our shows throughout the week, including Job in the Mouth, every single Mondays and Wednesdays now at 7:30 p.m. All you have to do to tune in and check out our local listings for all the humidity and all the rain is go to our website at www.worldwidesportsradio.com. Oh, so we don't have any Stuart. Stu is out with a goo, or he's taking a doo-doo, as the old Niffin always says.
Doo-doo.
So we won't have Stu, but we do have Dial It Up.
We interrupt this regularly scheduled hot mix to bring you important news, folks. We got a big broadcast to do here.
We're about to dial it up.
Jabba likes my shrimp cocktail.
Welcome back to Dial It Up. Once again, here with some brand new stories that Errol hasn't heard in a lightning round fashion. Trying to let you guys, it looks like we have some more glitches here today, so I'm going to bring it down. Let's see if I just can't open it to the page so we don't have to worry about the graphics. Guys, everyone come on in. We got 5 stories. Errol hasn't seen any of them yet. He's going to react and dial up a take. One of us that are in the peanut gallery over here will give our take after him. First story, Errol. Aaron Judge fastest to 350 home runs. Aaron Judge became the fastest player in baseball history to get to 350 home runs with his 35th home run of the season on Saturday against the Cubs. He hit it in his 1,088th game, almost 200 games faster than Mark McGwire, the previous record holder. He goes into the All-Star break hitting 355, 35 homers, 81 RBIs with a 1.194 OPS. He also made 3 terrific plays in the field in Friday's win versus the Cubs, the only game the Yankees won versus Chicago this past season. Errol, dial it up!
Everybody knows what I think about Aaron Judge. He's the best player in baseball. He's been the best player in baseball for the last 4 years. I know everybody loves the Shea Ohtani situation, and they're the 2 best players. He is the face internationally, and Aaron Judge is the face nationally. What he's doing right now is incredible. 355, 35 home runs, 80-something RBIs. The guy's on his way to hitting 140 RBIs this year, maybe even 150. He's going to hit probably around 60 to 65 home runs. It's been incredible to watch this guy play. And what makes him so fantastic is he doesn't go out there after the game and brag about himself. It's all about team. That's what he stands for. He's not betting on sports. He's not throwing things under the rug. He's not cheating and doing the things that a lot of players are doing. What he's doing is going out there, playing the game, and playing the game right. I love this kid. This guy's going to hit 500 home runs. He's going to be the best 500 home runs. He is the Babe Ruth of our era. It's fantastic to watch. Congratulations, Aaron Judge, on a great season, and really, so far, a great career.
I don't, I'm not going to take anything away from him by any means. I think he needs to continue to do it. Is he going to keep up this pace? That's the one thing that I really like. And you guys know as well as I know, it's hard to keep up a 40 to 50 pace in homers, right? I don't know if he's going to be able to do it for as long as he can. And I want him to. Don't get me wrong. I'm not disagreeing with that. I just don't know if you can hit 50 homers a year. And he's going to be 35. Father Time always wins. I don't know if he can get 50 every year from here on out.
33 Jabba. 34 beginning of next season.
I don't think that's wrong.
Right now, he's having the best season of his career. He's putting up numbers nobody even could imagine.
100%. And I'm like, but he's not
150 in 5 years.
But he's not doing shit that nobody's ever done before.
Well, yes, he is. He's the quickest.
No, he's not doing shit nobody's ever done before. People have done what he's done.
Really?
He's got a higher WRC plus, doesn't he, than Barry Bonds when he was on steroids.
And here's another thing.
Doesn't matter. You still got to do it.
280 pounds, and he's a 5'4" player. How many players have you seen do this?
I'm not saying he's not great. I love Aaron Judge. I love him. Will he go down as one of the best baseball players? No. Not to me.
How many homers do you think he finishes with, Jabba?
I think he goes in
How old is he?
33.
5
Birthday's in April.
5 and some change. 5 and some change.
So like 520, 530, something like that.
I'm saying 5 and some change.
590. 590.
Look, if he's at this pace, look, it's just about health with him,
But
right?
pace is different. Like,
Dude, on a bad year.
I'll give him 5 and change.
In a bad year, he hits 30 to 35. There's
I'll
no
give
way.
him 5 and change.
He's going to play another 5-6 years in the league. You're talking. Let's do the math.
50
That's
times
180.
6 is 300, Errol. So if he hit 50 home runs the next 6 years,
I'm gonna
it'd be
take it off.
650.
Let's say 40. Let's go 40. All right, 40.
240. So it'd be 240 home
240.
runs.
240.
You don't need a calculator. You got me. I got this.
So how many home runs is that?
240 plus 350 would be 590.
Okay, that's where I think he's going to be.
I said 5 and change.
So that's just
5
under
and
6 is
I-
what Errol's saying.
He's not going to get the 600.
He's going to get close to it. He's going to be really, really close.
Might be close.
I
Might
said
be close.
5 and change.
And
I said 5 and change.
He will be the fastest to 500. He'll be the fastest almost.
Great.
He did.
Wait, let's do this. Show of hands. Who thinks he gets to 600?
Close.
I'm
Nobody.
worried with the injury. I think he'll be like closer to Errol's range, like anywhere from 570 to 590. Just with the injury risk, I'm a little worried about him getting 600.
All right. Let's move on. We'll get out of baseball for a second and go over to across the pond where they had Wimbledon and the men's and women's finals. If you paid attention, the women's finals were very interesting because there was a startling upset of the world number 1, our girl Ariana Sabalenka, who complained against Coco Gauff in the French Open. She loses, but then this woman, Amanda Anisimova, who was 13th ranked, she shows up with nothing and gets blank 6-love. I think the first time that's happened in 100 years. Absolute dud in the finals. She said, honestly, I didn't even dream of, after beating her for the championship, honestly, I didn't even dream of this because for me, it was just way too far to believe. I feel like I've been an experienced player after winning slams before, but I've never really expected to win this one. On the men's side, Errol, we had the new rivalry. I don't know if you've caught these two guys. I watched some of it. Jannik Sinner, number 1 player in the world, defeated number 2 player in the world, Carlos Alcaraz, in 4 sets, getting his revenge from the 5-set loss in the French Open final against Alcaraz a couple months ago. For Sinner, is his first ever Wimbledon title and 4th Grand Slam overall. Alcaraz still leads the rivalry 8 matches to 5. And this was Sinner's first win versus Alcaraz in the last 6 matches. Errol, dial it up!
Well, I watched bits and pieces of the Sinners and Alcaraz. The semifinals against the American was very interesting. It went back and forth all the way, I think, to 5 sets when Alcaraz actually moved on to the finals. Sinners, that was the game that really stuck out to me. The women's were fun to watch, but it was really all the way to the men's, and it usually is the women's over the last couple of years. I've been really interested in what happens in the women's Wimbledon. This year was the men's. Sinners putting on a show in the finals. I thought that really stood out to me from all the rest. And by the way, I watched the Sweet 16 of the Wimbledon when Sinners moved on. Sinners just really dominated all the way to the semifinals. He snuck into the finals, but Sinners has been one of the best players. He was one of the best players in the whole tournament. He lost like 3 or 4 frames in the whole tournament. That's how good he was.
It would be matches or sets, but not frames.
Well,
yeah.
whatever. Sets. He lost 3 or 4 sets in the whole tournament. I think Sinners was the most dominant player throughout the tournament, and that's why he won his first Wimbledon.
Yeah, Errol, I watched both matches. I haven't caught a lot of tennis recently. I always try to watch the last couple of matches of Wimbledon every year if I can. That is the big one U.S. Open too. I usually coaching football when U.S. Open's going on, so I don't really catch it. But I really was impressed with Sinner. I thought the way that the two of them play, we haven't seen a rivalry like that since the days of Federer and Nadal, since Djokovic, Nadal, Djokovic. Like the three of those guys were going good about 5 years ago. It's best since then. Well, yeah, I'm not saying we haven't seen, like, tennis does great when you have those rivalries. I really hope this becomes the next one. It was a really good match. I hope to see more of it from those guys. And the women's, I've never seen someone collapse in a final like that. She couldn't hit the ball over the net, man. She kept hitting it into the net. She was like, she didn't know where the ball was going. I think she only won 4 points the whole game, the whole match. It was one of the biggest ass kickings
that was ugly
ever. It was hard to watch. It really was hard to watch.
That's why I didn't even want to mention it, because it really wasn't much of anything to watch. So.
All right, let's get out of tennis. Here's a great one, Errol. Two of your favorites. Kyrie Irving calls out Stephen A. Smith. Oh, yes, the flat earther himself had some words about Stephen A. on a recent live stream when he went in on his contract. I'm going to discuss his contract. I'm going to discuss Stephen A.'s contract, and I'm going to say, I don't think you're worth it, Irving said. Does Smith deserve to earn more than Wemby, since Wemby's on a rookie contract? He was making a point about how Smith and others in the NBA media make more than players, but aren't kept to the same levels of accountability. Smith was recently critical of the deal Irving signed with Dallas for just under $40 million a year, saying that Irving didn't get a good deal, didn't get paid enough. Irving let his opinions be known on his own podcast. Errol, dial it up!
You know what's so funny? All these players have their own podcasts. They're on people's podcasts, and they got a lot to say. And I'm not going to quote anything Kyrie Irving says because he thinks the earth is flat, but he's not wrong. He's not wrong. Stephen A. Smith should not be making $20 million a year. Do you know that they fired over 100 people for Stephen A. Smith to make that kind of money? It's a big problem right now in media work and these guys. And Pat McAfee, I give Pat McAfee a lot of credit because they're like back and forth. And I know Stephen A. Smith can't stand Pat McAfee because at one point Pat McAfee was making more money than him. Now it's Stephen A. Smith's game. It's a big problem. Kyrie Irving coming out and saying that Stephen A. Smith shouldn't be making that money, he's overpaid, and nobody gives a crap what he says, that's a crock of you-know-what. Because Kyrie Irving has been following Stephen A. Smith for a long, long time. They're butt buddies. As LeBron James says, or Dwayne Wade over the years has said, that Stephen A. Smith is the best of the best. Now all of a sudden, because the LJA comes out and says, you shouldn't be talking about my son, and Kyrie Irving thinks that, maybe Stephen A. Smith's head is flat or brain is flat, he's going to come out and say that he shouldn't be making the money. I don't judge anybody for making the money. I do judge the fact that Kyrie Irving was the person that came up with the argument. Kyrie Irving saying something, it means don't listen. If it was anybody else besides Kyrie Irving, LeBron James, or even Draymond Green, I would listen. The fact that Kyrie Irving said something tells me he's either jealous or nobody gives a crap what he believes to think. So that's my opinion towards it. Stephen A. Smith's making $20 million. Does he deserve it? Nobody in the media world deserves that kind of money, including Tom Brady, who's making that kind of money talking on a
Tony Romo?
Tony Romo's great. He's
Tony
the best.
Romo actually is a good
Tony
broadcaster.
Romo is the best sports play-by-play color guy in the business. There's nobody that can touch him. That's how good he is. Tom Brady, none of them.
He has a dude next to him, too.
Yeah, Nance. Yeah, Nance is good. But Nance has that unique voice. But honestly, nobody cares what Nance is saying. They care about
Hello, friends.
Hello, friends. My name is Mr. Nance. I like to play with myself. That's all I have to hear. When he talks like that, I could only wonder what he does in his spare time. And he's also making a ton of money thanks to Tony Romo himself. So Tony Romo's the best. As far as I'm concerned, Stephen A. Smith shouldn't be making that money, but I don't want to hear from Kyrie Irving, the bitch crying.
Yeah. So while we're on the topic, of great broadcasters, also a bonus golf Mike Breen as well, who announced his retirement as well. Fantastic NBA broadcaster, Knicks broadcaster for 35 years. So congratulations to Breen. For sayings of the blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while, Kyrie Irving's brain finally found something reasonable to say. Well, yeah, he's right about Stephen A. Smith basically hoarding all the ESPN money, and I think there were other baseball playoff that just happened recently with their baseball program, which definitely looks bad when Stephen A. Smith is talking up all that about
No, they'll just have Stephen A. Smith, host of baseball.
Oh, sure. Let's see what he'll bring.
And they had Pat McAfee there, so why not bring Stephen A. Smith on?
Yeah,
he knows crap
that
about
analysis is
baseball.
going to go downhill.
It's so bad.
Very fast.
I'm not even going to say anything. I don't want to throw anybody under the bus because we might have somebody listening. But what the hell is ESPN doing? What is going on?
It's just really disproportionate.
What is
so
going on
levels.
right now over there in that network? What they're giving people that kind of money, and there are so much other better, more talented people out there that should be making somewhere in that vicinity, and they're just completely looking past. And I'm not even going to say who. So,
and you're right. I'm not saying it should be Kyrie Irving.
He didn't stick it, and whatever you want to put it.
I won't fault him for that, or just really stating what really should be magnified about that contract in general.
Yeah, I was saying to you earlier, Speedy, it's like one of the first times I've agreed with Kyrie Irving in my
It's the
entire
most
life.
intelligent thing he's said in years.
It bothers me because I see all these
Sure.
people getting fired, and Stephen A. Smith is taking, is probably making about 18 to 20% of the money that's going into the
But
media.
he's also created that too, Errol. You got to understand that he's created that anomaly. Like he's created.
All right,
that.
all right. I'm gonna school you here. Okay, who created cold pizza? Who was the first person to be part of cold pizza? Speedy? Cold pizza. That was the first ESPN show.
Was it Max Kellerman?
No.
Who was it?
He
Back then?
left, and he went over there to do Fox. You know what I'm talking about? He retired now.
Colin Howard?
No, he left, and he worked with Stephen A. Smith for a long time.
Oh,
And
Bayless.
That's right.
Oh, Skip Bayless.
Skip Bayless is the one that opened up the doors and the floodgate for Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith was fired. Okay,
You
he
know
was
who
fired.
you know who the conglomerate of all of that was Chris Berman.
Probably.
Chris Berman was the one that did it the right way. The right
Well,
way.
I like Chris. Chris is a nice guy too. I met Chris a couple of times. I met him at the
Chris
Emmy
Berman
Awards.
did it the right way. He
Very
was
nice.
the first one to get a 7-figure contract.
But
Just
you know what,
being-
though, Jabba? It's interesting you bring him up, though, because when he did it, he made sure that he was great at everything he did. Remember that when he did the home run derby, back. He always added some flavor to it that made it like unique, and I don't see that from any of the talent other than McAfee doing his annoying shtick. I would argue at times that doesn't fit with baseball in this
Right.
situation. I just thought that like. There's a place for that. It's college game day. It's WWE. It's some other things as well. I don't think it was this. And they keep
I'm
trying
putting
to
you
fit
on a
these
leash
guys
now.
in. I don't know, man. I miss the days of guys like Berman that were like, I'm going to make this awesome, and I'm going to show you. I'm not just going to wing
You're
it.
just putting too much money into what they're selling right now. If you have Rick DiPietro running and being a part of your organization, it smells like dog crap, doggy doo-doo. And again, I'm not throwing anybody under the bus, and if they're listening, well, you know how I feel about the situation. If you're going to put those guys on, there should be some other people being put on in a bigger and better position. I don't get it. I don't get ESPN right now. It doesn't make sense.
All right, let's move on. It is frustrating. It's hard to understand. Here we go. Tito Francona gets win number 2,000. Yes, he is now the 13th manager in baseball history to win 2,000 games. I don't think I've ever tried to delude myself. I mean, some of those names up there are kind of like baseball royalty. Francona said, if there's an adjective for baseball lifer, it's me. I'm not overly smart. I just love the game. Probably too much. Francona, who's 66, joins Rangers manager Bruce Bochy as the only two active managers with 2,000 wins. Francona famously managed the Red Sox in 2004 to break the curse of the Bambino, and in 2007 in those championship teams. Also managed Cleveland to the World Series in 2016. Errol, and last thing, only Bochy and Dusty Baker, who aren't eligible yet, are not in the Hall of Fame with over 2,000 wins. Errol, dial it up!
First of all, I had conversations with Goody about this guy. This guy is one of his favorite managers. I know Joppa said he's one of his favorite managers. Oh, I'm sure he's an incredible manager. I can't stand him because he's the guy that absolutely crushed me as a Yankee fan. So I know who Terry Francona is. I've heard he's a good guy. He's a great guy. He's a baseball lifer. The fact that he hit 2,000 wins, congratulations to him. I think very well deserved. He's been a lifer, and he's done it in a way where you can't hate on him. He's gone everywhere, and he's won everywhere he's gone. Not championships. He's made those teams a winning organization. Very successful everywhere he's gone, and he knows how to coach players and manage players. He puts them in the best position to win. You can't hate on a guy like that. I just hated him when he was a Boston Red Sox, but he's a winner, and you love winners. 2,000 wins, very well deserved, and a guy that nobody is. I've never heard anybody say anything bad about Terry Francona. And by the way, Theo Epstein had to take, he had to take a hunch on this guy, and he hunched right. One of the best managers of this era, the one and only.
He was awesome. Like it was so funny. I was walking spring training one day, and this is when he had to take the bullet for them and the Red Sox. And I think this was 2008, and he was working for ESPN at that point. And he's like, "I hated you," but he goes, "I can root for you now." And then I got to play for him. And the greatest thing too, being a father and my son and everything is the most important thing in my life. And Tito, when I signed, he goes, "I don't care what your son does. Don't care what he does." He goes, "I only have one rule. I have one rule. They come and say hi to me." And like, as a father and as a man and as a son, that my dad respects that please and thank you. It's very first and foremost. And he goes, "You can come to my clubhouse anytime you want, but you're going to respect me and come see me first." And he did that. And he was so great. And Tito deserves all the love. All the love. I know we had our run-ins. And they were very, very fun. And he didn't like me. But when I got to play for him, he was just an absolutely great human being.
Awesome. Let's move on. That's clearly a Hall of Famer, right, Errol? Like,
has to be, right?
If there's a Hall of Fame, the definition of a Hall of Fame
has to be, though, right?
I mean, he's got the wins now. That basically solidifies it. He's got 2 World Series and a 3rd appearance. It's hard to argue. And now he's trying to turn around this Reds franchise.
I am a legend.
So should be excited to see if he can do it over there. I think they're still a couple of years away, though. All right, last story. It's Cooper Flagg being shut down for the rest of Summer League. Flagg played in only 2 games for the Summer League. He was shut down by the Mavericks. He had an up-and-down first night, poor shooting, but had the game-winning 2-way play with a block at one end with a nice assist at the other end to win the game, and then had 31 points, was his dominant self in a loss to San Antonio on Saturday. The Mavericks apparently have seen enough to know what they have in Flagg. As we know, Flagg was the Wooden Player of the Year, Naismith Player of the Year last year, averaging 19.2 points, 7.5 rebounds, and 4.2 assists for Duke in their Final Four run last season. Errol, a little early to shut him down? Did they even need to play him at all? Dial it up!
I would have liked to see him finish the summer. He's special, and I don't think he needed to play, but again, you want a guy that's going to go out there and compete. He's a competitor. He is going
Did you want him? Did they want him not to play, or like they were just waiting?
They probably told him there's no need for him to play anymore. But he's a competitor. He likes to go out there and compete. That's what you like. This is a kid that always competed no matter where and what team he played for. He's one of those guys, and this guy's going to win Rookie of the Year. I don't think you can argue it. There's only one other guy that has a chance to win Rookie of the Year, and that's the guy that's playing in San Antonio. But I just think that he's by far the best player in this year's draft. But what he does as a person, as a team player, that's what stands out to me. I don't think he gives a crap if he's playing or he doesn't. I just want to see him out there. The fact that Dallas shut him down, Dallas didn't have to shut him down. They're just trying to protect him and make sure he'll be ready for the season. He is going to be a selling point for that organization to try to bring a casino in. Everybody knows that's what they're trying to do. Cooper Flagg, if he becomes the superstar that I believe he's going to become, like I've been saying over the last 8 years, he's going to become. He's a must-see, must-money maker. Mavericks are going to get the opportunity to bring a casino in, and the organization's going to get what they want. And he's going to be a tall sell for the NBA moving forward. So to go LJA to the CFA.
What's it going to be called now? What's it going to be called now?
The CFA, the Cooper Flagg Association, because I think he's going to take over the league and really transition the league into higher heights for American basketball, which they absolutely need, because Anthony Edwards is a crybaby and he can't handle it. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely weird the fact that they just only played him 2 games, and of course, the only big marketable game was against him and Bronny James. And for what you want, for whatever it is, but basically, I don't know. It is kind of odd the fact that they decided to let him play, and really, like Errol said, they're really just looking forward to next season, having him ready to be the superstar that we all know he's going to be. Like, it's definitely going to be a superstar within this league. But the whole point is I just find it very strange. The fact is that, of course, Summer League isn't really watched upon as much anymore. I don't even know if it was at one point, but it's very strange to just give him 2 games and then kind of just.
No, it's not. It's the Mavericks. How strange is it?
That is true.
They're a strange organization. By the way, since Cooper Flagg has been drafted by the Dallas Mavericks, listen to this. Dallas Mavericks. He is in the top 10 in jersey sales right now in the NBA. Top 10. Just so everybody.
I was just gonna say, I think it's because I'll relate it back to football as well. You get Caleb Williams and
hold on, Jake, we got some issues with your mic, Jake.
There's something going on with the mic.
Yeah, you sound a little like
a robot, like with diarrhea of the mouth.
Is it better now?
No. It's like a Sling Blade. You ever see that movie Sling Blade? I want some French fried potatoes.
If AI is going to take over the world, he's got it right there, man. That is absolutely scary as hell. I got something to say. It's like Sloth from Hey You Guys. Oh, God.
Well, that was bad. Did you just say, hey, you guys? Goonies. Have you guys ever seen Goonies? I don't know if these 4 have ever seen Goonies. Yeah?
It kind of looks like Sloth. It does.
Goonies never died. Classic movie. You know, the kid is now going to be the who was also in Lord of the Rings, Samwise. He's now the head of all the Hollywood unions.
Well, Jake,
made him that.
There
he is. Yeah. Jake, there we go. Yeah, much better.
I guess I'll have to watch it back on YouTube and see what it was like. No, but I was just gonna say, I think it was kind of weird. Only 2 games. I mean, like, look, Cooper Flagg, #1 overall pick. He probably is ready and he's ready to go. But I mean, if you see in preseason in some other leagues too, like the NFL, if you look at it like Caleb Williams, most of these teams, like, they don't really want to, start their franchise quarterback in preseason because they just think, oh, he's going to be our guy, he's ready. But then you look, they start the season out and they kind of struggle, like they're not really up to game with the speed because the transition from college to the pros, unless you're Jaden Daniels or someone like that, or LeBron, you generally don't come out of the gate swinging and firing on all cylinders. So I would think it would make sense for him to play a couple more games, but I guess they feel that he's ready to go. So we'll see how Cooper Flagg does. I'm sure he'll be fine, but I think it would have been probably better for him to play.
Nico's an idiot, and Nico should honestly either play him or not. If you're going to play him for 2 games, play him for the rest of the summer league. If I was Cooper Flagg, I'm a competitor. I don't want to be any part of this organization. The way they're already ruining me for the summer. Everybody is selling out those games. When Cooper Flagg was playing, those games were sold out. Summer games sold out. Why isn't he playing? It makes no sense. But again, Nico is not one of the smartest guys, and definitely not a person I want to run my organization.
I mean, hey, Errol, they got their TikTok clip. They got Bronny versus Cooper Flagg, so they're like, all right, that's enough for him. We don't need to play him anymore.
The fact that they gave that a whole graphic, a whole tagline, like we were actually getting a really interesting matchup. It's just absolutely laughable. It's ridiculous.
Flagg, Bronny, tonight,
no.
Vegas.
No. Flagg, Bronny, LJA. Vegas.
Hey, Arrow, by the time LeBron retires, he'll have both the Eastern and Western conferences named after his son.
Oh,
The Bronny and Bryce
Oh,
conference
my
as wherever
God.
Bryce gets drafted.
If you want to
Bronny Junior Conference.
Yeah, the summer league award. They'll call it the Bronny James Award.
Speaking of guys that you think are dumb, Carl in the comment section, flag a competitor just like the great John Shire.
Stop.
Arrow's favorite.
Yeah, John Shire, who choked in the Final Four. Great.
Pretty bad job by him in the Final Four.
Nico
But
Harrison will be dumb enough to fire Jason Kidd and hire John Shire.
Don't worry, Carl. After he chokes again with the team, even a better team than he had this past year, he will be fired. That was an absolute choke by John, aka Idiot Shire. All right. I don't know why everybody has this love fest for this guy. To me, he's a failure. He was a failure as a player. And by the way, he didn't have much of an NBA career. And I don't want to hear it by, what was his name? A guy that is just a defensive player in the league. I'm not going to mention podcasts, but there's somebody that plays in the NBA that said his feelings about John Shire and how great of a player he was. And to me, John Shire has been handed a key by Coach K, and a key that I want to run into a tree. No offense. That is just an absolute debacle. All right?
Again, just got to hope that Nico Harrison is dumb.
That
enough
was
to hire
embarrassing.
him for the
How do you
Mavericks.
go up? How are you up 14 points with 2.5 minutes left, and you let Houston a defensive team come all the way back to win a game, and you were up by almost 8 points with 50 seconds, and you let a team come back and beat you? Embarrassment. John Shire, choke friggin' artist. Sell that. Post that, bitch. I'm sorry.
And then Tom Thibodeau must have learned from him 2 months later when the Knicks did.
I hate rooting for Duke, because now I got to watch a coach that absolutely is a deer in the headlights. Reminds me of one guy named, Robert Saleh. That's the guy. Bambi himself. What is he saying right here?
How was he a failure of a player? He won a title.
Yeah. Wait a second. He won a title? Did you just say John Shire won a title? Coach K is the title maker here. John Shire had nothing. By the way, what did John Shire do in the finals? What did he do in the finals? That's what I want to ask, because he wasn't the best player on the floor in the finals, Carl. So stop selling me something. And by the way, Kevin, you're right. Chisholm is a jizz. He's a jizz package. As much as I could say about John Shire.
he had 15 points in the game against Butler in that game that they almost lost on the bank shot by Gordon Hayward at the last second.
Who was a very high-profile player when he came out of the draft.
Oh, he was awesome. Awesome in college. He just couldn't stay healthy.
Who drafted him? Was it Carolina?
Utah.
Utah.
He started in
And then
Utah.
The Hornets, the connection with them is I think he failed a physical with them and then went to the Celtics after that or something.
I hate John Shire. I can't stand him. So, Carl, get off his jockstrap, please. It's disgusting. I mean, I coached him in high school. I love you, Carl. Stop with this. You're becoming Nith. You're becoming this Nith game.
You like the Carl and Nithin comparison.
You like to bring up Nithin with his his high school softball. Now you're talking about and pickleball. But I got to pick on you when I coached them in high school. Yeah, give me a break, John Shire.
Bagel hole.
That's about all I think about when I think of John Shire. A nice little bagel hole. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we call our final subject of the night. What's that smell?
What is that smell?
What's that smell?
Wow, you don't see that every day.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's pretty simple how you play the game. Well, it's not a game, it's a segment, but if you want to call it a game, you could sell it for whatever it's worth. It's very simple. We give you a subject, we give you a story that we don't like or we like, and we tell you what it smells like Speedy Stanky ass. You ready? All right. We're going to go with Aaron. We're going to go with Speedy. We're going to go with Jake. We're going to go with Fish. We're going to go with a list of poops. And I guess I'm the last one. And Jabba is probably finishing up, doing something in his background. Or in his back, his back hole. Let's go. Here we go.
Yum, yum.
All right. So I'll start it off. I mean, obviously we have the home run derby. Cal Raleigh just won against Junior Caminero. But I will start with one of the participants. Jazz Chisholm hit a whopping 3 home runs in this home run derby. I mean, as a Yankee fan, I'm good. He was one and done. Got to ruin his swing. I'm cool with that. But if you're going to enter the home run derby, man, you got to at least hit 10, maybe 5. Get over that hump, maybe 15. But let me tell you, man, smells like some really bad things are going on in New York. I'm kidding. But Jazz, don't ever do the home run derby again, please. I beg you, please.
All right, so mine refers to Teddy Bridgewater, who's now coaching in college, but was suspended for funneling in money to help his players get Uber rides and several other services. But where the money was coming from the fans. It wasn't coming from his own pocket. He was basically manipulating these fans, whatever the community is in that program at Miami Northwestern, to funnel in funds to help them get that money.
Oh, another Brett Favre.
Yeah, so Jake, I know we were chatting in the private chat. I like the gesture of him trying to do that, but he has enough money as a backup quarterback. You know how much money backup quarterbacks have. Why couldn't he use his own money? So that's more of what I'm getting at. So what did that smell like? Apparently this was a thing in Miami for one restaurant. Insect drop-ins infested chicken, which was a sad thing in Miami. Gross thing in Miami. What does it smell like? That being eaten by Tyreek Hill after he loses a race. Noah Lyles.
Oh my God.
Man, that's fair.
All right, Jake, I think you're next.
All right, yeah. So for my take, I'm going to go back to this past Saturday, go back to UFC Fight Night. Talishon Teixeira against Derek Lewis with a crazy knockout. Derek Lewis, 35-second finish over Talishon Teixeira, handing him his first loss. And I see a lot of fans on Twitter, and everyone was complaining about Jason Herzog with the early stoppage. Look, Talishon Teixeira, he used the cage to get up. You're not allowed to do that. That's an illegal move, so that is completely justified for Jason Herzog to call the fight there. And Derek Lewis just put on another great show like he normally does. So I think that all the whining Taliesin fans right now, it smells like Derek Lewis's sweaty-ass balls and his shorts that he threw into the crowd. Stop your bitching. It was a fair stoppage. Derek Lewis is the man. He got
his balls were hot.
His balls were hot. They were very hot.
I will say this, Derek Lewis, he puts on a show. He dances around and prances around, and he doesn't give a crap. So I love the fact that he does that, but what an embarrassment to share. That was just embarrassing to let Derek Lewis knock you out like that.
He caught him originally, Errol, and it looked like he hurt him, but then Derek Lewis answered right back, and then he tried to escape with the cage, and yeah, no, it was just a bad look for him.
Yeah, that's what the problem is when people fight Derek Lewis, they think that once you get him on the twist and a turn, he's like about to fall. This guy's got the best jaw in any of the with any of the heavyweights, and that was just an embarrassing loss by Teixeira, and that was his first loss. What an embarrassment!
Hey, the knockout king does what he does.
Embarrassing.
All right, I'm up next, and I am going to go down to Philadelphia, where Paul George just underwent another arthroscopic procedure on his left knee on Monday to treat an injury suffered during a recent workout, Errol. According to the team, he's now in a rehab program, will be reevaluated prior to the start of training camp in September. The procedure is performed at NYU Langone Sports
I got to go
Medicine
back off now.
Orthopedic Center. George is 35. He's dealt with a number of injuries, played 41 games last year. It's the fifth time in 6 years he's played less than 60. It's probably going to be 6 times in 7 years. What does it smell like? Well, for King George, it smells like whatever crumpets smell like with the tea and crumpets they must have thrown into the ocean for the Boston Tea Party. That dude is washed up and should be with the tea at the bottom of the Boston Harbor.
Ooh, that's fair.
It's a history joke, sort of.
You got one king for another as LeBron James is smelling his ass on his way out. Oh, actually smelling Luka's ass because that's where it's going. Anyways.
All right, I'm going to be going to the squared circle in the WWE ring. Now, there was actually a lot of wrestling going on this past weekend. We had, of course, Saturday night main event, a women's all pay-per-view yesterday, Evolution, and even AEW.
Charlotte Flair, I'm assuming?
Charlotte Flair was actually wrestling yesterday. It was all women's pay-per-view, but we're not going to be discussing about the women's pay-per-view we had. We're going to be talking about the event on Saturday night main event with Oldberg, as I like to call him, talking about Goldberg. But Goldberg, of course, had a match, his retirement match. We'll see if that's really his retirement match. Had his retirement match against one of the best wrestlers, in my opinion, not even in my opinion, but genuinely in the WWE as we speak. He went up against Gunther, and it absolutely looked like one of the silliest matches that he has put on. Actually, it's not even one of the silliest matches. If we're going to be talking about the silliest match that Goldberg has had, it's going to be The Undertaker and Goldberg, which was an absolute crap show. I can't say anything nice about the last 10 years we've had of Goldberg. All I want to do is roll my eyes when he's on my screen And now that he's retired until the money's right later on, until Triple H offers him a nice contract, we are going to be done with seeing Goldberg. So I guess it's pretty exciting, but it's kind of smelling like his sweaty ass trunks, especially after that crappy match he had. So there we go.
Sweaty trunks, sweaty shorts from the UFC match. Oh, that's a lot of them.
A whole lot of sweat.
All right, Jabba, what do you got?
I'm gonna go on a positive side, and I'm gonna use one for me on what's that smell. So proud of my son. What's that smell? He worked his ass off, and he got back to pitching in college baseball, and I'm so proud of him. And as his father, and as everything that he's done, I am so proud of him. And he is literally my heartbeat. And I love him so much. And I'm so proud. And what that smells of me, he's worked his ass off. And he wants to do it. And he keeps going. And he keeps going. And you know what that is? Hey, we'll beat this game, but it's not going to beat me. And we're going to keep going. And we're going to keep working. And that's what Carter's doing right now. And you know what that smells like? That smells like filet mignon to me, baby. I'm not chicken fingers. I'm not chicken fingers and honey mustard, baby.
Crowbar.
As long as you're not chicken with insect things, you'll be good.
He tastes himself.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the final What's That Smell goes to, yes, Nick Sirianni comes out on a podcast and says something very interesting. Eagles coach Nick Sirianni offered pointed response to the notion that quarterback Jalen Hurts was along for the ride during the Philadelphia Super Bowl run last season. I think that's bull you know what, Nick Sirianni said. I mean, he plays the most important position in all of sports, and it's the most ultimate team game there is. And what I admire about him is his selfishness of doing anything we need to do to win. And I will say this. If you were to ask me right now why they won the Super Bowl, it was Jalen Hurts. Go look how many touchdowns he ran in. Jalen Hurts outplayed Patrick Mahomes. Everybody thinks he's world class, the best quarterback in the NFL. Well, guess what Jalen Hurts did in Louisiana when we were there dancing and prancing with the Goodwood? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, he knocked off Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes, and embarrassed the crap out of them. And that was Jalen Hurts. And you want to ask me what it smelled like? It smells like LeBron James sniffing a walrus's ass while his son's eating out his. That's what it smells like. Okay? And I'll tell you this. Anybody that doesn't think Jalen Hurts deserves a little bit more respect, I'm one of those guys that think that this kid is as good as any quarterback in the NFL and deserves a lot more credit. Strongest quarterback in the NFL, squats almost 700 pounds. Tell me a quarterback that can do that. So eat anybody's ass, including Jabba's.
As long as she's using dude wipes and taking care of my two-hole, I'm good.
I saw a comparison on Twitter that somebody said like the Eagles would be able to
I'll let you lick my
still
butt.
win the Super Bowl if like Geno Smith was
I
the
gave up
quarterback
the
or something
booty
like
there.
that. It was crazy, like how much hate he's getting.
You know, Jabba likes the back door, as we all know. So, hey, we got to give it, we got to lick it, and we definitely need to stick it.
I had to take a shit.
As he probably did twice during the show, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know. According to Nathan, the shitter might be blocked.
Well, that's true. Could you imagine Nathan sitting? Could you imagine we shrink Nathan and we stick him in Jabba's toilet? I mean, how do you think that would look? You know, trying to compare.
Ooh, that would be rough. That would be rough.
That would be pretty cool. I mean, Nathan, Nathan, what do you think? We got to get Nathan in here. Would you like to be a part of Jabba's old two-hole?
I had to take a shit.
No.
No,
hard pass.
Sweet.
Nathan, you got some color on that nose of yours. You go.
Yeah.
He's got them sun. He's been outside.
He tastes himself.
All right.
Great show, guys.
Thank you. That's called sex.
Door.
Let's go.
Nathan wants to do that with Lisa Ann.
Well, somebody. Oh, speaking of Lisa.
First of all, are you going to get her on the show or not?
I'm working on it, Jabba, please.
I love Lisa Ann.
Java, I'm working on it.
Nathan, we know you
news.
slide up in her
I need
DMs
breaking
every
news.
day anyway. You might as well ask her to be on the show.
100%.
Breaking news. A lot of hot ladies. Breaking news. I'm putting you on a leash now.
You can't play those when Lisa Ann comes on. You can't do that.
No, you can't do that. No.
No?
Butt plug.
Okay.
Bagel hole. This is a grumpy old man.
All right. Speaking of grumpy old man, I am grumpy. I want to get done with this. I've been, by the way, I don't know what happened to Stu, but
Hey, Java, first of all, also shout out to Carter.
Breaking news.
Carter loves
Busy
it.
all day today.
He's just a scrubby old 19-year-old kid just
fish
trying
is
to figure it out.
no, well, somebody's got to
Lick it and stick it.
as we all know. Anyways, that's it. Thank you to, well, Stu, I hope you're okay. Well, hopefully we get Stu on in the near future. He's obviously, hopefully smoking the reefer, enjoying himself in his spare time, and drinking some beer, as we all know. Speedy likes to do that.
It sounds like he's hanging out with Kenny.
Oh, well, somebody's got
I need a magnifying glass.
as somebody
Kenny
needs
might need a
one.
magnifying glass if we're getting high.
Somebody needs to
Snatch
it up. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank all the fans out there. Thank you on all the platforms, from Spotify to Apple Video to Spotify Video and all the audios to TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Speedy's asshole. Ladies and gentlemen, we really appreciate all you guys tuning in and listening to us throughout the week. Keep listening to us. Speedy, do we have any guests on
I
the Wednesday?
believe on Wednesday. Nathan, you got the guest for Wednesday.
Oh, yes. Is that
Jordan
Paul?
Porter.
Oh, we're gonna have. Is he actually gonna be here?
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, current
I'm just kidding. I got it.
current Dolphin safety. Come on, man.
And we'll get Eli. We'll get Eli on too.
8:45 Wednesday.
Somebody, and I think Nathan wants to slap Jabba's ass. What do you guys think? Speedy,
I have a small ass, but it's nice.
Listen, I got a small hand, so Jabba's ass will probably look like a grapefruit to my hand. You know, it's something. Maybe a watermelon. Speedy, you like?
I don't care about any conversations about yours, Jabba's, and Nathan's hand slapping or whatever.
I mean, what kind of watermelon do you like?
Hey,
Do you like-
okay,
I
Speedy.
like watermelon. There's
Who
lists in
would
there.
who would you take Who would you take a hand slap if you got to pick between me, Errol, and Nathan?
Nathan. Who would you?
Errol was a semi-pro fighter.
Who would you take an ass slap from?
Speedy, you don't have to answer that question.
See, that's the thing. Speedy thinks
Jake,
if there's
shut
a
up.
yes or no, he has
Shut
to
up.
answer it.
Yeah, he
Errol
has
was
to
a
answer it,
semi-pro-
Jake.
What was it? Semi-pro fighter, amateur fighter, whatever.
Yes.
He would definitely win that.
Listen,
No, you have to answer the question. No, answer the question.
Who would win? It would be him.
No, I'm not saying win. Who would you take
Who would you
one
rather?
by?
Who would you rather smack?
Oh, me's taking it.
Yes.
Yeah, you're taking it.
I don't know.
Me taking it.
Oh, I thought you meant win, like taking it. Like
My
no,
dog wants your
no,
pussy.
I'm gonna win. I know that. I'm gonna win.
Fish wears panties.
Yeah, I'll go with you because the other two probably wouldn't shut up about it.
Patty cake.
Somebody's got a patty cake on Speedy's.
Nathan will be
you know.
spreading. This will be spreading it out on his social media, and Errol won't stop talking about it.
Well, you're damn right. And, hopefully we'll have somebody here watching me do it. What do you think? The old mama, right? Old mama dearest?
No.
Why couldn't she sit next to me while
Where's
I do?
Brittany? Where's
yeah.
Brittany?
Oh, by the way, she is Jabba's.
Breaking news. I need Brittany also.
Well, somebody needs Brittany. And that's the old NR Hour himself. Anyways, that's it. I got to go. I'm tired. I'm loose. Speedy, like you. Loose as a goose, right? Goosing the loose or boosting the caboose of a loose douche, right?
What are you even talking about right now?
I'm just trying to get him to actually believe what a douche is, right, Speedy?
I don't care.
What is a douche? Say that.
It doesn't matter.
Say it. Say, what is a douche?
I don't care what a douche is.
Okay, there we go. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm done. It's over. I'll see you Wednesday. Good night.
Love you. The Worldwide Sports Radio Network.